welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. That's Adrian.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
I don't know. I fucking lose my voice or something.
What's going on, bro?
I think what's happening is
Screaming and shouting for the World Cup?
No.
Okay.
We're getting ready to transition over into, because the seasons are I think a month ahead.
Okay.
I think we're getting ready to transition. And getting ready for that sexy, velvety, smooth voice.
Yeah.
So, a little pain before, the pleasure kind of
put out
deal.
our Christmas album.
There you go.
We're working on it. We may not be ready this year. You know, if it's
Yeah.
not, you'll have to wait until next year.
Right.
But we're working on it. But there's, a lot of news this past, a lot of rumors this past week. A lot of X-Men talk, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because, X-Men, they're kicking ass right now.
Well, after that last episode.
We're going to talk about that. It's, I guess it's all relative. It's like when you set the bar up here, we're going to expect the shit to be up here, right?
Sure.
But there's a lot of casting rumors. And I'm not a big, fan caster. But I get all these questions on the live, like, who would you cast? I don't, that's not what I enjoy talking about when we talk about these movies.
Right.
When we talk about these shows, these characters. So I don't have any fucking casting choices because, believe it or not, I've not seen most movies, Adrian. So I don't know most fucking actors. I know like 4.
Sure.
But I do know that there are some names that we're going to throw out here in a little bit. And I don't fucking recognize most of them. So I'm curious to see if you will. But before that, let's get into some other news. We have San Diego Comic-Con is next week, okay? And one of the big parts of this convention every year is Hall H. Hall H is like where all the big movies are announced. It's where Robert Downey Jr. came out with the mask a couple years ago, and he's playing Doom. Oh, my God. Well, Avengers Doomsday, I would assume, this is not a surprise to anyone, is going to play a big role in the San Diego Comic-Con later this month, a couple weeks. And the belief right now is we're going to get a trailer shown at San Diego Comic-Con, and then with about an hour from the time it debuts there, it's going to hit, YouTube everywhere. Everyone's going to lose their shit. Oh, my God, the trailer. I'm cool with it, but I do like the way that so far we've not gotten a lot from this movie. I mean, think about it. This is June, 20, I don't know when the convention is, 25th, some shit like that. And the movie comes out in December, and all we've seen was some teaser trailers. I like how they're giving us minimal shit.
Sure.
That being said, I would like to see what my man's going to look like in the Doom suit. I'd like to see... there has been a description of this trailer, and people are getting really creative. What they do now is I guess they saw the trailer, they read the description, and then they make an animated version of it with anime characters and put that out to show you exactly what, the trailer was described as. We also know that the movie official runtime is 2 hours and 45 minutes. Which is, I think that falls a little bit longer than Infinity War, but not as long as Endgame. Because that's the thing, too, about a movie like this. You can't limp in with a 2 hour and 5 minute movie when you got all these goddamn characters. You got Doom, you're setting up this big thing. But 2 hours, 45 minutes, does that sound like enough time for Avengers Doomsday?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Remember, I think it was Jurassic Park that ushered us into the 2+ hours.
Okay.
And I could be wrong on that. Fact check, right?
Yeah, fact check. Actually, no, it's 100% true.
Right. So, I mean, we've been kind of conditioned already between the 2 and 3 hours. I mean, once you start hitting 250 and above, it's like, dude, this better be some Jesus walking on water fucking movie. Because I don't know if you can capture somebody's attention for that length of time. Right. So, but 245 sounds about right. And you're right. There's a lot that needs to be captured in this movie. Yeah.
All the cameos, Adrian, too many cameos. Oh my God. But yeah, I it's interesting. I didn't think about that with Jurassic Park, but for the longest, I mean, and I think you're talking for a blockbuster movie, right? Because artsy movies, 2-3 hours long, Godfather, all this shit, but a movie that is supposed to be blockbuster action, hit the theater, you're getting dangerous when you get past 2 hours.
If the movie captures my attention, number one, and keeps my attention, I don't really give a shit how long it is, to be honest with you. I mean, you got to pee, you got to eat, you got all that kind of shit, right? But less than a 3-hour movie. I've seen movies that have captured my attention all the way through that were long. Now, I've also seen movies that felt like they were fucking 3 hours long and they were like 13 minutes.
Yes, Disclosure Day.
There's that.
Dude,
so it just if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. If it's not, it's not.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is a good time for this type of movie because there's a lot that needs to be explained. Like I'm not on the, hey, there's no build for this movie. I'm cool with there not being a bunch of obvious build for the movie, but we got to tell a story of why are all these motherfuckers fighting? Why is Doom here? Where'd he come from? What's he after? What's his goal? What's he going to? And then we also got to set up Secret Wars. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of shit that we probably aren't even thinking of that they're going to pull from all of the other movies, the multiverse saga. Sure. So yeah, I think I like the fact that it's 2 hours, 45 minutes. So in Infinity War, so that's 165 minutes if you count that way. Infinity War was 149 minutes, and then Endgame was 181 minutes. So it's about 20 minutes shorter than Endgame. Endgame was long, you know. I do say, I kind of got a limit on movies, dude. Like you start getting north of 3 hours, you better be packing some heat, dude.
Sure.
Like, hey, don't be building me up for fucking 2 minutes, bro. All right. Like you better be bringing some motherfucking quality shit when you're going past 3 hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
No movie needs to be fucking 4 hours though.
No,
I don't think there's a movie on this planet that needs to be 4 to 5. I mean, remember the Snyder Cut? I think it's 6 hours long, maybe.
Yeah.
You to watch it in fucking 4 days and shit. I don't need to, like, dude, I shouldn't have to watch a quarter of your movie today, and that's like 2 hours, and to know that I have to do that 3 more times just to see the same shitty ass movie in slow motion.
Right.
So, one of the something that was rumored or I don't know if this is confirmed. Who knows? You fact check it. Anyways, in the Doomsday trailer, they say Doom's final line in the trailer. Now, actually, let me back up a little bit, give you a little bit of the description if y'all remember. Remember we saw that little clip of the Avengers mixing with some X-Men and then Doom raising the Sentinels. It was very pixelated, right? So that's allegedly in this trailer. But the key thing that we did not know at that point was the trailer ends with Doom saying this final line here. He says, "One day you will forgive me." So when I hear that, it makes me think of 2015 Secret Wars, where Doom, a lot like, I shouldn't say a lot like, similar to Thanos' motivations, I believe that whatever Doom's doing here is probably going to fuck things up for a lot of people, but he believes he's doing the right thing.
Sure.
And that's pretty Doom-esque, right?
Correct.
I mean, how many times in the comics and different stories has Doom been doing shit like that, walking that line where, like, dude, you're fucking killing all these people, but you're saving this group of here, right?
Sure.
But he's a lot like we talked about with Reed last week. Doom believes 1,000% that he knows what he's doing, and he's the only one that has the brains and the balls to fucking do this.
Correct.
Fair enough?
Correct.
So one day you'll forgive me. Is he the one causing these incursions? Did he wipe out a place? Like, what is he doing to all these motherfuckers here that he knows it's bad right now, but you'll forgive me one day for this? I mean, the options are endless.
Well, it depends on where he's at and what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we talked about the God killing everybody last week, right? Or a week before. Or sometime, between today and
3 years ago.
Sometime in the past, right? It's like, okay, if you have the power to wipe and repeat, why not do that? And instead of bringing down a flood, not leaving anybody to learn from the lesson right? So if he's going around wiping out universes, I'm assuming he's not talking to the universe he's about to wipe out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's no reason for him to fucking say it. Oh, you'll forgive me later, but you're gone forever. So it just depends on who he's talking to.
Yeah. So, but it feels very, feels a lot like the 2015 Secret Wars. I mean, that was the whole backstory behind that was Doom going to other universes killing the Molecule Man in that universe. Molecule Man is literally like a universal bomb.
Right.
And that would blow up that universe. And he would do that to save his universe.
Sure.
So it's kind of like, in a lot of ways, you can't blame him, right?
Hey, if you got the power and, the forethought to get ahead of all this shit, I mean, sure, why not? But the other thing is that even if yours get blown up, you only care about your doomed kingdom.
Right.
Just go to another one and take that one over. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's kind of what he does, right? He creates his own kingdom.
He's got options.
He picks up the scraps. He's got options. But, dude, it's like if we left here today, we walked outside and there's another Earth in the sky, getting ready to crash into our Earth, right? And we had the knowledge that, dude, if that thing hits us, we're both gone. But if we get rid of them, we survive.
Oh, it's done.
It's a wrap, dude.
Right.
It's a motherfucking wrap. I don't know, I don't know where we're going to get the weaponry to do that, but let's say we had it. Right. Oh, I'm pushing a button and then getting in my fucking car and going home. Right. Sorry.
I mean, it's one of those decisions like you walking in the woods. I wouldn't because, we don't do that. But anyway, you walking in the woods. We don't need to get into all those points. You're walking in the woods and with a buddy, right? And a fucking bear steps in front of you.
Yep.
Either you both stand there and die or one of you fucking run, right? So you take out the knife, you cut his fucking ankles, and then you bounce.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple thing.
Simple, dude. Yeah, if it's you or me, bro, you got to go. Do sorry, right? Like, so but that's a good thing, in my opinion, because I think that was one of the highlights of this Infinity Saga with Thanos. People think, it was the build and the stone. No, it wasn't. That's not why Thanos was so great. Thanos was great because there's a small part of what he was saying that most people could align with.
Yep.
It was just the path he chose, the method. You're like, wait a minute, we don't need to kill everybody. Why can't we just make more food, dude?
Right.
But you're on to something. The resources are not enough for the people. Overpopulation.
Well, okay. So this is some other stuff kind of shit. But I mean, we're kind of living with several Thanoses now. This depopulation fucking protocol they got. Oh, it's too many humans on the planet. It's too many people on the planet.
Right.
There's land everywhere. There's the ability to create all kind of food. You're doing it now. Yeah, I mean, we're not actually eating real fucking food now. No. So you're not growing shit. You're manufacturing it. So what's the problem? So, but to your point, instead of wiping people out, which is what they're trying to do. Well, which is what they are doing.
Right.
Right. They're not creating more resources.
No.
Because the more resources they create more people not like them, and they can't control the people that's not like them, which is the depopulation protocol, which is fucking Thanos. I mean, how many universes, how many galaxies are there out there for people to spread out into? I mean, come on.
Right.
I mean, there's as many stars as there's grains of sands on a beach. And around each of those stars is probably 2 or 3 planets.
Sure.
And even if every star doesn't have a habitable planet around it, go to the other 9 fucking million ones around it.
Right.
So there's plenty of resources. It's just the mindset of, well, let's decrease instead of providing.
The problem is with the flat Earth, you got to get past the firmament. That's the main issue. Could be that. But I think
in the firmament is what, a bowl, glass,
it's a lid.
Fucking bowl, lid, lid.
Yep, a see-through lid. It's made out of glass. You didn't know that?
That's why it's so hot.
That's exactly right. The reflection. I don't know something, but it's like the magnifying glass in the sun. That's kind of
yeah. The rainbow is the curvature of the glass.
Obviously,
yeah.
Like all of our new viewers just checked out. They're fucking these flat earth. No, I'm not a flat earther. No, not at all. Not at motherfucking all. But I do think, the best villains in any movie have that. A lot of them have that side that you can kind of understand at least why they're doing something. Doesn't make it right. And I think this is going to be the similar thing here with Doom. Like, we get that. But I would assume Reed and whoever else is kind of in charge on the other side would be thinking more of, hey, instead of blowing everybody up, is there a way we could save everybody?
Sure.
Right? A classic hero versus villains. Like, I hear you. It's like the car, dude. We've had the car for 20 years, bro. We've replaced everything on it. Fucking check engine lights on again. The tire can't hold pressure. It's stuttering. I think at some point we should just get a new car.
Well, today's cars, that is the point. That's the whole point. You don't have to worry about any of this shit because you can't fix none of it yourself.
Right.
Just take it back to the dealership and get it fixed by them or buy another car.
Sure. But you could replace it or fucking fix everything again, right?
Right.
Now, this is just a car. We're talking about universes and planets. We can fix what's going on or just fucking get rid of them and keep our planet.
Sure.
So, it depends what side you fall on.
Who's our?
Huh?
Who's our?
Under Doom, dude. One world under Doom. Yeah, that's that's other stuff.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I'd fall under the Doom side, bro.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I don't like most people anyway, so fuck it. I don't like most people.
Slice them ankles, dude.
Right, dude, I don't like people on this planet. You think I'm gonna like it? I'm on the other fucking earth.
Right? He's like, I gotta know you all over again.
My
shit.
God.
I gotta retrain you.
They start watching the podcast. They're gonna start talking shit. Oh my God, he's reading a comic. I don't need more of that shit. Anyways, switching gears a little bit. You have DC attire today.
Yep.
You have a DC costume on almost. We're gonna talk a little bit about DC. The Dark Knight himself, Robert Pattinson. He's gonna be in the sequel, The Batman 2. And unfortunately, it got fucking pushed back again, Adrian.
No.
Yeah.
Say it isn't so.
Yeah, what a shocker, right? Dude, DC just can't catch a fucking break, dude. Now, I'm gonna tell you when it's pushed back to, but I'm also gonna play a little devil's advocate here, okay? Because part of me, I'm a Batman glazer, Adrian, right? And I want to see this movie. The first one came out fucking 2022 now. So,
damn, it's been that long.
Exactly.
4 fucking years already.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think that's the bigger issue is how long it's been since the other one. So, the last date for this movie, and this is when it was. Remember, it was pushed back. I had a fucking meltdown here a couple years ago. So it was supposed to be dropping October 1st of 2027. It's now been pushed back to February 18th of 2028.
No wonder. It's like I'm like, this dude plays Batman. Now he's showing up in all these fucking movies. I mean, you got to work.
Yeah, he's got time.
Exactly. He's fucking 4 years later. Of course you're going to show up. Hopefully you're going to show up in a couple of movies.
He's in everything, yeah. Right. He's in the Odyssey. I haven't seen it yet. You seen Odyssey?
I have not seen Odyssey.
No, I may go check it out. But he's in that. He's in all kinds of shit. I'll tell you who's having a good fucking year in movies is Tom Holland and Zendaya. They're in both of those movies back to back. And then I think they're both in the Dune movie.
Really?
Yes. And who knows if they'll be in Doomsday. But yeah, push back February 18th. Now, half of me's angry because I just want to see the fucking Batman movie, right?
Sure.
Like just more in general, how do we not have more Batman content?
We've asked that question over and over and over again in the last 3 years, and we still haven't gotten a response. I don't know.
No, maybe they check the mailbox and see, but we get plenty of Spider-Man content, as we should. He's one of the most popular character, right? Batman's up there, number 2, number 3, right? Most popular characters in the world.
Yeah.
And we never have motherfucking Batman content. Never.
Dude.
Except it's like some fucking ninja Batman or some stupid shit like that. Aztec Batman from the 1600s. Nobody gives a fuck. I want to see Batman cosplaying as Namor and shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, man.
Anyways, but I think that this may turn out to be a good thing. Okay. Tell you why. Number one, I don't want any movie to be rushed out.
Okay.
Because how many times has there been a movie that we went to see that felt like they probably weren't done with this shit when they put it in the theater? It got rushed out.
4 years is not rushing, Mike.
It's not rushing.
I mean,
but if it's not ready, I don't want it out.
4 fucking years? You can't make a movie in 4 years, dude?
Obviously fucking not. The other thing where I think it may be a good thing for them, the other reason why I think it may be a good thing for them is the date it was supposed to come out is October 1st of 27. That is about 2 months. Now, you could argue it's a whole 2 months, but it's 2 months before Avengers Secret Wars. We saw what just happened with Supergirl dropping in June or July, whenever it fucking dropped, in between all these other movies, Toy Story, fucking Michael Jackson movie, Spider-Man's coming out. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody went. They went to see everything but Supergirl.
Supergirl flopped because people wanted to see Michael Jackson.
It did $1 billion? Dude, Michael Jackson did $1 billion, dude. And maybe my timeline was a little messed up there. But Toy Story 5 dropped, big movie. The Obsession was killing it. So my point is there was a lot of competition, and you had Spider-Man's coming out a few weeks later. So think about if you're a comic person and you don't go see every movie, you go, oh, next month we got Supergirl or Spider-Man. If you're going to pick one.
All right. So first of all, that tells me a couple things. First of all, if you're dropping something that's months before or after some other place, the runtime for most in theater movies is what, 6 weeks? Some shit like that, right? Yeah. So you got plenty of time either way. What that tells me is that you're not confident in your shit at all. You should be able to put out something and just drop that shit regardless and redirect people. It's like that movie with Matt Damon in it about The Wall, right? These fucking animals creatures from thousands of years ago or whatever they're going toward one direction. One of these beasts over here fucking put out this little sound and shit, and the whole herd stops and redirects and shit. That's the way DC or Marvel should command a movie theater. It shouldn't matter what the fuck's in the theater. Right. They should be able to drop something and be like, boom, $1 billion. But no.
It shouldn't, but I fucking think it does.
Well, they've proven that with Supergirl. Right? It's like, oh shit, this movie was shit. Not the movie itself, but the box office. Yeah. So now they're like, they got kicked in the nuts. Now they're gun shy. And now they probably intentionally pushed this shit back because of how this was handled or the results of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, dude. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think if Supergirl came out at a time that wasn't so busy in the theater, it wouldn't have been as big of a flop?
I think they put out the wrong movie. I think it would have got the same response regardless of when it came out because of the promotion, because of everything. It's how they're handling this shit. Yeah. It's not the product itself. It's not Supergirl. It's not comic movie. It's how DC is handling shit.
Yeah, shitty ass marketing and probably put it out at the worst possible time of the year. I think Batman is a movie that they could drop it out in October and it's going to be a massive movie. So I don't think that Secret Wars is going to ruin the viewership, but I think dropping this after Secret Wars, if Secret Wars is amazing, oh my God, it's great. Like, think about Endgame. People are going to be
hyped for comic book movies.
Anything, right? Like, this is why Captain Marvel did $1 billion.
So this is why Burger King waits for McDonald's to drop in the neighborhood so they can buy the property across the street or next door to it. They're going to let Marvel do all the fucking work, and then they're going to ride on their coattails. What bitches? Bitches.
So I don't know if that's intentional. I think that when they delayed it last time, I think that we all secretly knew they were going to delay it again.
Bitches.
Either way, Adrian, you have to wait for these bitches to come out February 18th of 2028.
2028.
Yeah, I'll remind you, but don't even worry about it. It's so far out, dude. Who fucking, holy shit. But I'll tell you what, don't fuck up my Batman. So if you need some extra time, if you couldn't get the story done, fucking take the time. I'm going to be on the positive side today.
Hey, DC, you better hurry the fuck up, dude. I mean, you only got a limited time with old heads like me and shit.
Right.
One way or another, I'm going to either be not interested or not around to fucking watch your movies, dude.
Can you drop it before Adrian's gone?
Right? The fuck?
Clock's ticking. Anyways, so X-Men news. This is not really news because, it is to some people, but I don't fucking know any of these people. But what I'm going to talk about before we move on, I think is more important. All right. For starters, the storyline that the film is rumored to be adapting, and that film is the MCU's X-Men movie, is Mark Guggenheim's Young X-Men run, which lasted about 12 issues from April of 2008 to March of 2009. I've never read that run, so I have nothing to fucking tell you about that. But here's the names. These are some names that supposedly are confirmed. Charles Melton. You ever heard of this fella? Nope. He's in May, December, and Beef. He's supposed to. He's supposed to play Beast. Okay. Cooper Hoffman. Right. You ever heard of this cat?
Wait a minute. Kelsey Grammer aging out?
Yeah. Dude, he's like fucking 92 years old. Cooper Hoffman. Nope. He's in Licorice Pizza and Saturday Night. Never heard of any of that shit. He's in the mix for Cyclops. Okay. Jake Schreier is a director. He directed Thunderbolts, so we know kind of who he is. There's no official date. Well, actually, before I talk about when they think it's coming out, I like the fact that I don't know who these people are.
Well, we've been asking, but we can't shit on them.
Right.
We've been saying, hey, new blood. Hey,
we don't need big names in here.
Right.
Like, did you have any idea who Chris Hemsworth was before Thor?
Who?
Yeah.
No.
And would you argue that he's not a phenomenal Thor outside of the Thor Love and Thunder?
Sure. I mean, Hugh Jackman.
Did you know who Hugh Jackman was before the first X-Men movie?
Well, I did. But these are like household names now.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you know who Tom Holland was before he showed up in Civil War as Spider-Man?
Yes.
Really? Little Tom Holland?
I knew him because there was a movie where he was on vacation with his family.
Yeah.
And it was like a tsunami or some shit. And it got swept out. And his mom got her fucking leg sliced. She was walking around, didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And her fucking leg was filleted and shit.
Okay. So you knew him. You knew him by name?
Huh?
Knew him by name?
I didn't know him by name, but I recognized him. Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't know him like, hey, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt.
No.
Like,
no.
I mean,
well, he was fucking 12 or something then. Yeah.
But Chris Hemsworth didn't know. Todd Middleton, whatever the fuck his name is, who plays Loki, both of them didn't know who he was.
Nope.
I mean, Scarlett Johansson, I think everybody knew who that was.
Yep.
Robert Downey Jr., most of us knew Robert Downey Jr. Chris Evans. I mean, you knew him from Human Torch, but he wasn't like a household name.
He wasn't a household name, but he's been in some of those like frat party movies. I've seen a couple of those.
Chadwick Boseman. I think some of us knew him from the Jackie Robinson movie.
I had no idea who the fuck he was.
Yeah. I knew him from 42, the Jackie Robinson movie.
Yeah.
But that was it. Know him from anything else. So the point is, you don't need to bring in Leonardo DiCaprio to play fucking Charles Xavier.
Who the fuck want to see Leonardo DiCaprio anyway?
You don't need to bring in these motherfuckers. There's a rumor, though, that they are bringing in some big, I don't know if I'd call this guy a big name. He's a bigger name, though. He's been in the Star Wars movies. Adam Driver.
Really? Fucking BC dude? Nah, I don't like that dude at all.
So, and then you're not going to like this next part. He is at first, the rumor that dropped earlier in the week is that he was going to be playing Magneto. Then the second one was he would be playing Mr. Sinister. Now they're saying, you see Sinister more than Magneto?
I definitely see Sinister more than Magneto.
Yeah. I just think he's too young to play Magneto. I mean,
nah. But so first of all, they've always had Magneto as this ancient dude with the white hair, but Magneto has always had white hair.
True.
And again, it's the intensity. It's when you sell the character from inside and the audience can see it. You don't even have to fucking, like Darth Vader, right? All you heard was this fucking voice, but you felt his presence.
Sure.
You know, the number one demon in the universe, and everybody loved him and shit, right? You know, Robert Downey Jr. selling Iron Man. I mean, he spent most of his time outside the suit, but even in the suit, he sold the character,
right?
So,
So wait, you going back? You think Driver could play Magneto?
No, I still don't think he can play Magneto, but definitely Sinister.
Yeah,
it's the face, and it's not that I don't like Driver. It's just that and if his mom is who I think it is, Minnie Driver, maybe not. You know, she's a good actress. I just haven't seen him enough. I didn't like him in Star Wars, and that's kind of like fucked it for me with him, right?
Yeah.
But they have to start tuning the people with the characters and not assuming that any person can play any character.
Sure.
I think in my mind, when you say Sinister, that fits more than it does Magneto.
Got it. Yeah.
You need a not a Superman physiqued Magneto, but you definitely need a chiseled kind of intense person. Right. And you can just color the hair, you know, whatever.
Which I hope they should do this time, because that was the big issue with Fassbender. I thought he was a great Magneto, but like, why has he got brown hair?
Right.
And then why has Xavier got long hair? Can we just make it make sense, please?
Exactly.
And where the fuck is the blanket at, Adrian? No blanket in live action movies yet? What's up with that?
I don't know what's
going on. You think we'll see the first blanket in the MCU?
We will now. Yes, I do think we'll see it.
Yeah, how much we talk about it, definitely. Right. You know, I don't know. I think I actually don't want him to play either one of these characters. but I would lean a little bit more towards the Magneto. I just see he's had long hair in these movies. And I think that if you could, if you actually make the long hair white, I also think he plays, this is why I say Magneto. When he played Kylo Ren in those Star Wars movies, I didn't hate it. I thought he got better as the movies got on, but he did a good job of walking that line of you're the villain, but you got some good in you. And I feel like you need somebody that can play that duality on screen for Magneto. I'm not saying there isn't anyone else that can, but out of these two, because Sinister, they ain't no fucking good in that motherfucker.
Right.
He's just a piece of shit ass motherfucker.
There's that.
So, but here's the gooder news, Adrian, the more good news. We don't know when this X-Men movie is coming out, but there's a date that a lot of these, I almost call them tweakers, the leakers, tweakers. Sometimes they're fucking tweakers. Right. They do be fucking tweaking with some of this bullshit news. But all eyes are on May 5th of 2028 as the launching spot for the MCU's first X-Men movie. Marvel also has July 28th and December 15th of that year booked. That's the thing, too, is you can't hide everything because you got to book these dates for theaters and planning and all, right? You can't just go, hey, next week I want to drop my movie. You got to plan this shit. So those are some dates they have reserved. They also got a bunch of shit in 2029. Should they, Adrian, as they say, should Marvel strike while the iron is hot? Fucking cut that out. Should Marvel strike while the iron is hot, as they say, right? Because right now, dude, everybody and their fucking brothers watching X-Men 97. Oh my God. X-Men, I think, are more popular now than they've been in, 20 years.
Sure.
Should Marvel take advantage of that? I don't want to say rush the movie, but should they make creating, producing, releasing an MCU X-Men movie a priority now?
I think they should continue doing what they're doing. Okay. I mean, we got Spider-Man coming up. We got Doomsday coming up. So we have stuff in between. Yeah. And you're going to see, so how did Iron Man build? How did Captain America build? They had their own movies, but they had introductions in other movies. Yeah. So Black Panther, right? So X-Men they have the show. Right? They're going to be in Doomsday. Probably some of them going to be in the next one after that. So they have promos in all these places. And then, you come out with your own shit. I think that's that seems to be the recipe for longevity and crowd building for Marvel. And it's worked. So, and it's not like DC where we got nothing now. Had nothing with Supergirl, and we don't see nothing in the next few years, right?
No, keep the lame shit.
Not even a fucking animated shit, right? So we have movies to tie us over and connect us to X-Men before the X-Men comes out. So I think they're already doing it, dude.
So you're saying they should start trickling them in to these other movies?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And, that way it saves us the movie opens and we got to find out where Jubilee came from. And the movie opens and we got to find out where fucking Kitty Pryde came from. Yeah. And, all these obscure, historical artifacts being thrown into the movie to make it longer when it actually has nothing to do with the overall movie itself. So introduce us to the characters some other kind of way. Yeah. Right. And then come out with some shit.
Let's say that wasn't their plan. Let's say they weren't planning on making the X-Men movie come out or releasing one in 2028. My question is, with this momentum that they have with X-Men 97, if they weren't, should they make that a priority?
Yes.
Because you got their attention right now.
Yes.
Right? Like, bro, people didn't give a fuck about X-Men for a long time.
Right.
It was all Avengers, which is it's crazy for me because as a comic fan, I've always gravitated more towards dirty word, X-Men stories over Avengers. What about you growing up? Were you more into, was it everything or were you more into X-Men?
I was more into the individuals. Okay. I got introduced to the X-Men through Wolverine, which I got introduced to me through Alpha Flight. Right. And then I kind of peeled away from the X-Men because it just splintered into all kinds of bullshit. X-Men, X-Force, X this, Scott's got a team, Gene's got his team, fucking Rogue has a team, everybody got a team. Then you got the underground fucking Morlocks.
Yep.
You got X Factor, you got X Force. It was just too much, dude. But I still, was interested in the individuals, and from the X-Men, I steered toward. Chuck and Scott was always a cult, but Gene, Wolverine, even Colossus, right?
Yeah.
Over some of the other ones. But I think they're doing good. I agree with you. If they didn't have all these other things, they should definitely take advantage of it. But again, they didn't know what necessarily X-Men 97 was going to do.
Right.
So now they're building, and it makes sense that they're going to come out. I mean, it's taking fucking 10 years for Batman 2 to come out. You can give them a couple of years, Mike. Come on, dog. So they can ramp up and like, hey, this is good stuff. Let's go and make this fucking movie.
Batman. Where, when? I agree. Fucking strike while the iron's hard. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but I mean, what are you striking on the iron? You use the iron when it's hot, right?
Right.
You can't get your wrinkles out if it's
you
hot.
Use heat to make iron, hot iron.
Yeah.
Like, all that bullshit.
Use the iron while it's hot. Yeah, I'm changing the fucking statement. But I think you should take advantage of this and just you gotta do them justice this time.
Sure. Yeah.
You got to. I think that I give the X-Men, the Fox X-Men movies a lot of shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They are not bad movies, all of them. You do get to see a lot of X-Men stuff in there, but it's always like, it's almost like there's a filter over it. It's almost like you're looking at it through one eye or some shit. Like, because as awesome as some elements were, seeing them in the fucking black leather was stupid, right? Like certain characters that they changed where you're like, why can't we see his real fucking powers? Why does Hugh Jack, or why does Wolverine need to be 6'4"? A lot of shit was not good. But because the X-Men are so awesome in general, I think that saved those movies. But please, I know they're watching. Don't fuck it up this time.
I also think that when you're coming out with something like a Marvel movie, a comic book movie, I think they were also kind of gun shy against regular movies, because remember some of the other movie producers like, fucking comic book movies.
Oh,
they're not real movies and shit.
Parks,
they're fighting uphill against those kinds of comments. And those kind of comments, you could say, well, fuck them people. Right. But you can't really do that, because those words by these producers can like kind of kill you before you even get started. So I think they had to be cautious coming out. And also I think that they thought that if I just, put some fucking Storm and Cyclops and, Phoenix on the screen, just having them on the screen would be good enough.
Right.
But, most of the audience for comic book movies are people our age. And we want to see some shit. Yeah. And we also know that these are strong rated PG 13 movies, but they really are movies. Right. So, and we want to see some shit. We want to see the power sets. We want to see all of this stuff. So they tiptoed into the arena, and now I think they're evolving, except for DC.
Damn. Well, someone else who's not evolving right now is The Rock, Adrian.
Oh boy.
Moana, the live action Moana movie. Now, have you seen Moana, the original?
Of course not.
No, you never seen Moana.
No.
Moana's a great movie. It's a great animated movie. Okay. Now, I don't even think this is a Moana issue.
Hold on. So I get Moana and Lilo and Stitch confused.
Oh, nope.
So I understand we're not talking about that. I've heard Moana enough now to where, but in the beginning I used to get them confused.
Okay. Similar looking characters.
Yeah.
They're both Polynesian,
Yeah.
But the Moana animated movie, phenomenal animated movie. The Rock voices Maui, great job. And they decided, like they have done with a lot of their past Disney, decided that they were going to make a live action Moana movie. The thing is Moana is, dude, I think it came out like less than 10 years ago. Also, I don't know that any of their live action remakes are that good. There's one Disney live action remake, in my opinion, that is better than the animated movie, and that's the Jungle Book movie.
Okay.
They did a great, ever seen that one?
Yep.
They did a great job with that.
Mhm.
Mowgli, the little fucking kid, they changed a lot of that story and made it more like a big movie event. Okay.
Mhm.
All of the other ones were just a recreation of what we saw in the animation, but just shittier visuals, I think.
This sounds like a The Rock push to me.
Okay.
As opposed to
Disney.
Yeah. But I mean, and the other thing is like, why? We're on Toy Story number
5,
fucking
dude.
5.
Yep.
Nobody's saying, "Hey, let's make a live action Toy Story."
No,
and every fucking time they come out, they kill it.
Yeah, they do. Yep. Well, I think that maybe this will have them change their focus when it comes to these live action movies. Because I think the only reason Disney was doing these, because it's cash grab.
Sure.
It's a business. I get it. But absolutely nobody was going, I want a live action Lion King. I want a live action fucking Beauty and the Beast. I want nobody.
I want to see Rock in a wig.
No one's ever said that. The Rock doesn't even want to see The Rock in a wig.
Right.
So I think this is purely a business decision. I get their businesses, but you also, if you don't make shit that the fans want to see, it's not going to be successful. You're going to get us the first few times. Oh my God, live action Beauty and Beast. We got to check it out. Oh, what the fuck is that? Why has it got those weird horns? Oh, fuck. Live action Aladdin. Why is Will Smith the genie? And why did they make him look fat? And why does this person look nothing like Jafar? And why is this? Where'd you get this Aladdin from? Where are these costumes? If you are going to make the live action, take the character the way, kind of like we say about comic book shit.
Mm-hmm.
Take the character the way they look in the fucking animation and make them look like that in live action.
Right.
Oh, the costume's too silly. Dude, it's Aladdin. They're flying a fucking magic carpet. It's supposed to be silly. Like, seriously? So I say all that to say, I went to see this Moana movie. Moana is a big hit in my house, dude. My youngest daughter, we'd seen that movie, I think 6,212 times, if I'm counting. She loved it. You know, like at a certain age, when kids like a movie, they want to watch it. The same movie.
Sure.
Every day. Like, that was cool when they're younger. You didn't have to have a whole library of movies because they just watch the same one over and over.
Sure.
So that's how my daughter was with Moana. So we all went to see it. It wasn't bad. I honestly have to say, for all of these live action attempts that they've had, this is one of the better ones, but it wasn't necessary. I would never go to watch this version over the animated version again. I would never watch the live action Lion King over the animated Lion King. Why?
Right.
When you have this one, that's great. And you have this one that's an inferior version of that one.
Right. Like I said, cash grab.
Yeah. Well, it was a cash grab until Moana. So this movie is actually going to be the opposite of a cash grab. It's going to lose about $125 million for Disney. Damn. So what I say to that is good. Fuck you. Just give me The Rock in a stupid fucking wig. You also, how about this shit? The actress who plays Moana, I forget where she's from. She's Polynesian. She has the exact type of hair that Moana in the animated movie did. And they put fucking wigs on her, made her have less curly hair for some reason.
So her real natural hair matches the Moana animation.
Yes.
But they
put a fucking
put a wig. Great. Great.
Yep. So then they try to explain because of the water, this, that. Oh my God. I don't know. But yeah, I also Moana 2 just came out like a year ago. So that was kind of the point too. With as much as it costs to go to the movies, you think a fan, like, you're not going to go see this by yourself. It's a family movie.
Sure.
3, 4, 5, 6 of y'all, right? Like, there was fucking 6 of us that went to this movie.
Yeah.
For most people, they're like, why am I going to go spend fucking $150 to go to the movies to see a live action Moana? We just saw Moana 2 last year. We just saw the first one a few years ago. I don't even see that shit. Dude, my daughter, so she fell asleep in the movie because she got up early. She had gymnastics, all kinds of shit. And she's 10. She didn't care. I messed with her, but you don't even know what happened at the movie. She's like, Dad, I've seen Moana 100 times. It's okay. So my point is, if she didn't give a shit,
right? Which was the whole reason that you probably went to the movie.
Exactly. So who the fuck gives a shit about this movie? Obviously nobody. The production budget was like $250 million.
Damn.
They spent $145 million on marketing, and it's been this summer's biggest box office flop. Well, outside of Supergirl. It should end up at about 250 million by the end of its run, which is nothing for a Disney movie.
Right.
You know, a movie that's killing it right now is one we talked about a little bit earlier, The Odyssey, Nolan's movie. Yes, this thing, it's projected to finish this weekend at 200 million worldwide. So this movie is projected to do what Moana live action is projected to do across its whole run in the first weekend. So people are showing up for this fucking Odyssey movie, dude. What do you know about this movie? Anything? No. It's obviously the Odyssey story, the fucking Trojan horse, the Greeks. Oh my God, their war battle. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know my daughter wants to see it, so I probably will go check it out. But that movie's killing it. These others are not. Now, let's get into something that's killing it. We're talking about the X-Men. We're talking about a lot of fucking X-Men today, Adrian. X-Men 97, Season 2, Episode 5, Weapon X, Lies, and DVDs. How'd you feel about this episode?
Feels forced. Okay. Feels out of place. I think you might have said it. They needed a quick way to get his fucking adamantium back on his bones.
That's what it felt like, yeah.
So they just forced it.
Yep. And I'm torn on this episode because I didn't dislike the episode.
I think the action was good.
Yes.
I'm wondering why Morph is leading this whole thing. But anyway, and why he's got to change into so many ineffective other heroes just to get his ass handed to him, but himself. But outside of that, I mean, it was a good episode. To me, it was more out of place than not a good episode.
Yeah, I agree. We got a high bar here too, Adrian. Like this X-Men 97 has been phenomenal from the beginning. So not every episode perfect, but it's a fucking great show. So I'm expecting this. And then so far this season, it was like every episode got a little better, a little better, a little better. And then you had that major fucking event last week with Magnus, right. Fucking Charles crying, his blanket's all wet now. And not for a good reason. So
any reason that Charles' blanket is wet is no good reason.
I mean, for him it might be though, Hey. But you gave us all that. It's like we had a phenomenal appetizer, Adrian. We had a great fucking meal, and now it's time for dessert. And you go, we got a couple Oreos, and Oreos don't even taste like they used to taste. Have you had a recent Oreo?
I about 6 months ago, it tasted like shit.
Yeah.
I had, I love Coke.
Okay.
Soda Coke.
Yeah.
I mean, I was drinking Coke and coffee when I was fucking 4 years old. Dude.
Yeah.
And that doesn't taste. It's like they cut the formula in half or something. I don't know what's going on. Yep. So all this shit, it's all the, we'll probably get into it in other stuff, but like all the manufacturing of this food everything's a chemical now.
Sure.
And it's not quite the same.
Yeah, and Oreos, they've been hit, dude. They've been fucking hit. I'm not a Coke drinker, so I've not felt that. But when I do drink soda, it's Dr. Pepper. And even that, it's still better than Coke. But
or not.
But it's not the same Dr. Pepper I used to drink as a kid.
I remember, like, I would go stretches, like when I'm really like doing intense like coding or something like that. I like to drink. I buy like a fucking liter Coke and I just sit there and drink it all day, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like when I first drink Coke, like for that week or something like that, because I don't drink it every day.
Yeah.
I could feel the Coke like running through my brain. It felt like it's like if you can imagine like a colored liquid going through a tube of shit, right? That's how I felt it's going through my mind. Now, I barely taste it, and I definitely don't have that effect. So something major has happened.
Yeah.
With that shit and all these other things. They give you more stuffing in your Oreos because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But it's shit.
It don't taste, dude. The stuffing used to be the best part.
Yeah.
Or not even, both was the best part. It's like, oh my God, the stuff, oh my God, the chocolate, wash it down with some milk. Now it's like, it tastes like paste.
Right. And it's like the tuna. You go to fucking, Subway or some shit. It's like they squeeze it out of a toothpaste bottle. It just, and I've heard it has like zero fucking tuna DNA in it.
Nope.
M&M's at the movies. I fucking Peanut M&Ms, dude.
I used to love them, dude.
I don't even buy them anymore.
Me neither.
I don't even buy them anymore.
Nope. I can't tell you the last time I bought a bag at the nope, and fucking nope. So I think that's kind of what that's a lot to say. It's kind of what happened here, dude. You had this formula you're giving us, and now it ain't as bad as an Oreo, but it didn't live up to those other episodes. But I think the bigger issue, I agree, is the placement. This felt odd, dude. Like what happened to fucking Charles? Where's all the X-Men that and the X4? Where is everybody? We're stuck with so these guys are just off doing this while all that's going on.
Right.
That's also weird too, right? Like Xavier just came back. Magnus is fucking killed. These teams are traveling from the future past. Oh my God. And Wolverine and Morph are like, hey, we're gonna go blow up some facility and hang out with Sabretooth.
Right.
You're not worried about what's happening back home right now?
Apparently not.
The Wolverine and Morph fucking gayness needs to stop. I'm just gonna be straight up. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's why is that being forced in here?
Even what's her name, Killer Strike or whatever the fuck her name was.
Oh, Lady Deathstrike, yeah.
Or her. She. I think she mentioned something about that.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, are you like sucking his dick or what? What's going on?
Like, why is that needed?
I
Why do we have to, like, bro, we first, and it's not even, oh, you're homophobic. No, not at all. This is not a romantic show.
Right.
Right? It's not Love Island, dude. Mm-hmm. Everybody ain't over there fucking each other.
Right.
Like, so.
Well, the other thing is that, and that's typically, you know, it's like, I don't give a fuck about your lifestyle or how you think and so on. Just don't force me to accept what you are or what you're trying to say or where you're trying to go. I don't give a shit.
Right.
If you tell me, I can either agree with you or not, but don't sit there and be like, no, you have to understand. You have to listen. No, I don't.
Like you're making that a plot point for no reason. And this is where I go, let's use, the rule of thumb for me is, did it happen in the comics? Mm-hmm. That's the first rule of thumb. The second is, was it good? Right. Because a lot of times I'll be giving something shit, people go, oh, it happened in the comics. Everything that happens in the comics ain't good.
Right.
So, but let's use that as our bar first. Did it happen there? No, it didn't. Okay, well then it better be fucking amazing if it didn't happen in the comics and you're putting it on screen.
Sure.
And if it did, well, was it good in the comics? No, it wasn't. Then maybe we shouldn't fucking adapt that either. But I've never seen this in the comics. Morph and Wolverine, you know, Morph trying to fucking blow Wolverine. I've never seen that.
The other thing about this episode is that, you know, half the show is about this cackling bitch talking about in the thing on the way to wherever they're going, you know, laughing and making jokes and all this stuff. And this is the first one to get impaled on a tree.
Oh, Maverick.
And, it just goes away. Or I mean, or did he come back? Or maybe I missed something. Fucking Morph changing into so much shit. I don't know who was supposed to be there and who wasn't. So did he get impaled on a tree and kind of go away?
I think so.
Okay, so that was a fucking waste.
Yeah.
This useless person, you know, on this whole flight, they could have cut the shit or even had that like a subplot.
Right.
You know, this whole Wolverine. I understand Wolverine got to get his shit.
Correct.
It's what makes me, whatever the fuck he said. They could have made that a subplot, but had some continuity with all the other shit that's been going on.
Yeah. You also have Wolverine and Sabretooth working together.
Yeah.
And we're not going to explain that. I mean, they hate each other. That's like, it's like the Batman 2 when it comes out in 5 years. Mm-hmm. Imagine Battinson walking in with Joker, his arm around him, like, my man right here. Like, we're not going to explain this. Mm-hmm. You got Sabretooth and Wolverine. Mm-hmm. Sabretooth is just going to go help Wolverine destroy Weapon X because.
Just
because. Oh, because it's not his birthday or some shit.
Probably.
But I do agree with you. The action. Great. Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw Omega Red in this. Omega Red's a motherfucker.
Yep.
Had an awesome fucking fight scene there. Throwing the Brood in there. Those are like characters that you can pop in. You don't need to explain a lot. You know, they're just nasty fucking creatures, pretty much. Hive mind.
By the way, they were integral part of how I actually gravitated toward the X-Men. Of course, John Byrne was drawn at the time.
Oh yeah,
so you know there was like a cherry on top.
Okay,
but the Brood, that run for me was kind of my most catalytic introduction to the X-Men.
Okay, so you must have liked that part of this episode then.
In the fact that all of that shit didn't make any sense. Sure.
Okay. It was cool to see him.
Sure.
The part, I was like, am I just stupid or not fucking paying attention? But I'm like, 1 minute Wolverine's there. Then you got this brood-looking Wolverine. It didn't connect to me that was Wolverine.
Right.
I thought it was just some enhanced brood member.
So did I.
Okay, so I wasn't alone.
No.
I'm like, am I that fucking stupid? Like, I can't follow the fucking. It's like a 20-minute show. I can't follow.
And also, I understand his healing factor is awesome, but you go from fucking that to fucking regular Wolverine with the. I mean. And now they can just inject you, and they don't have to stabilize you. They nothing.
Oh yeah,
you just sit in a fucking vial, fill it with some fluid, and all of a sudden you got adamantium.
The tank that's cracked, by the way.
Right, with a hole, literally a hole in it.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, that it did feel rushed. Like I feel like a story like this, Wolverine getting his adamantium back, should have been 2 episodes.
Sure,
I think it felt a little rushed here.
2 episodes across a subplot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't just, and that shouldn't just be the episode. Weave in some other shit. I
mean, they could have had, Chuck rolling down a sand dune or some bullshit, right? Still crying all over Magneto and da. But and then Wolverine doing his lone wolf shit. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, dude, Chuck, I understand you're stuck in the dirt, but I got to go over here with some of my peeps. Right. And I got to get my shit back. Oh, Wolverine, now's not the right time. Fuck you, Chuck. I got to bounce. Right. And then, 2 episodes into it, they show his little subplot.
Yeah.
Adventure, minus all the complexity of the brood and, Omega Red and all this other bullshit. And then he comes back, Wolverine.
Yep. We lost another character this episode, Maverick. Fucking Wolverine just impaled. Not that anybody gives a shit about Maverick, though. It's like, whatever, dude. We're still grieving Magnus. Fuck this other guy.
Right.
You took him out. And like you said, it ended with the claws. It ended with the adamantium. We knew that that's all this episode really was let's just get the adamantium back.
No, it actually ended with more of like, Wolverine, you're not the man that I thought you was. I'm hurt, Wolverine. And then Wolverine looking at himself in his fucking claws and shit. Come on, dog. He could have cut all that bullshit out.
Yep. Yeah. We're a little morphed out. Dude. Now there was something I got to rewatch this because I don't know if this is exactly how it played out, but we were talking last week about Morph versus Mystique, right? When Morph turns into the Hulk. Is he stronger than he is when he's base morph?
I don't think he is.
Okay.
I think he can adopt the look, but not he's not like Rogue where he absorbs the powers.
Yeah, he absorbs the powers.
Right. I think it's more than I'll check it out.
But when he turned, remember Wolverine stabbed him.
Yep.
And then he turned into Deadpool at some point. Was that right after that? And did he turn into Deadpool to heal? Or did he turn into Deadpool just because he was going through his fucking closet and, decided to turn into a certain character? I can't remember.
Because it was all nonsensical. I think he just turned into random people for no other reason than maybe as he was continuously getting his ass handed to him, he might feel some.
Try this out.
He feels better about himself, because it's not actually him getting his ass whooped.
The way I understood it was, and you definitely fact check this. I thought that Morph, if he turns into Cap, he's gonna have Cap's strength, but not his full power. Maybe Wolverine's probably a better example. If he turns into Wolverine, he's not going to have his mutant ability. He's not going to be able to heal. He's not going to have the real claws, but he is going to have Wolverine's strength. If he turns into Hulk, he's going to have a base Hulk strength. He's not going to have the angrier I get, the stronger I get. So I could be completely fucking wrong. Because if that's not the case, why the fuck you turning into people in the mid-fight anyways, if you're just going to be the same weak-ass morph?
It says he can alter his molecular structure to flawlessly mimic the appearance, voice, and physical powers of other characters. Okay. So shape-shifting, physical power mimicry. He can replicate the physical abilities of others. Like, for example, if he transforms into the Incredible Hulk or Colossus, he gains their superhuman strength. If he becomes Quicksilver, he gains superhuman speed.
Okay.
So, yeah, but he
should be a lot better then.
Yeah, he definitely should be a lot better.
He's getting nerfed on screen then.
Right.
Because if he turns to the Hulk, he should be wrecking shit.
Absolutely.
Not turn into the Hulk for 2 seconds, punch 2 people, and then go fucking cry about Wolverine.
So he cannot replicate powers that do not rely on the body's physical makeup. For example, he cannot transform into Cyclops and shoot optic blasts. He can't. Okay. And if he transforms into Storm, he cannot summon lightning. So it's all physical stuff. So all the people that he turned into, fucking Thor. So when he changed into Deadpool, does that mean he becomes immortal? Fuck, I would just stay Deadpool most of my time, right?
So that would make sense that he did that to heal then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Because Deadpool's healing shit is
body based.
It's insane.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, there you have it. I bet he wishes that those were blowjob handles on Wolverine's helmet. Anyways, I'm going to give you one more critique. Okay. You're down, and I love the show. We're nitpicking.
Sure,
we want it to be perfect. It's so good. We just want it to be perfect, Adrian.
Yeah, I'll accept. I'll accept. Very good.
Okay, very good,
but definitely better than this last episode.
I think the biggest issue with X-Men 97 is this, and it's not a quality issue. It's not. It's nothing that I think they're going to address or fix. It's the fact that they take a lot of stories, a lot of long stories from the comics, and they condense them into this episodic format, and it makes these long stories seem rushed. It feels like we've gone through a lot of comic stories in just this 1.5 seasons.
Right.
I mean, think about from the first season on, you got, Xavier is dead. Magnus takes over the X-Men. Madeline Pryor shows up. We see the Goblin Queen. Nathan, the baby. Oh my God, we sent him to the past. He turns into Cable. We got Fatal Attractions. We're ripping out Wolverine's adamantium. He gets it back. We see the origin of Apocalypse. Apocalypse kills Magneto, all in 15 episodes.
Right.
That's a lot of fucking comic content in 15 episodes.
Right.
So I think that's just, I don't know if that's really a critique, but I think that's if you said, hey, what's the one thing that you don't like about this show? Because again, it's not perfect. I think it's phenomenal. Is that I think they don't spend enough time living in these moments. It's always next scene, next episode. And the problem for me is you only have 10 episodes per season. If you're going to do that, bro, give me 20 episodes.
The thing that seems to be continuity between all of them, which they appear to be focusing on more than actually, making this make sense, is all this fucking gay shit.
Yeah.
They most certainly putting that.
Yeah, that's been consistent, right?
So, but of course, I mean, who wrote the first 2 episodes? First 2 seasons, right?
There you go. Who's not going to write the next one? There you go. So,
and again, it's like you're forcing through a medium. So you're using your platform to spread your ideas, right? Instead of entertaining. It's like, teachers, I don't want to know anything about you. Right?
Right.
Your platform is to educate. But instead, they want to tell you about their love lives and who they love and all this kind of, nobody gives a fuck, dude.
Shut the fuck up.
These teachers today are not going to be those teachers where, oh my God, I remember my teacher from the 3rd grade. No, you're not. Nope. You're not. Because you're not spending enough time with the kid. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So I agree with you. It feels kind of rushed, and you don't really sit back and think about it. And old heads like me, I mean, they're not going to think, oh my God, there's so much content in 15 episodes. They're going to be like, oh, this is cool, which I think is, attracting a lot of new users.
Sure.
But for the ones that are embedded, for us, comic book lovers that, boots on the ground, been around for a while, a few decades.
Yep.
It's kind of like, yeah, I like it, but,
Right. Yeah, like and I don't expect it to be perfect.
Sure.
But that is the one part that I just, man, now the good news is there's plenty of X-Men stories. So I don't think they're going to run out. It's just there's a lot of these stories that we could have seen stretched out over a couple episodes instead of being a one and done. But I do think this was they just wanted to get the adamantium back. Sure. Something's going to happen later in the season where it's going to be obvious that Wolverine needed the metal.
Let me ask you this. I mean, what do you think is the reason that they limit episodes in time and episodes? Why do they do a fucking 7 episode run or 10 or 15? Or you go to these Korean stories, they're fucking 78 episodes long, you know? So what dictates episode length and a season length, in your opinion?
So the season length, I have no idea about. The episode length, I think this goes back to X-Men, the animated series, being in that TV format where the episode had to be 22 minutes long. And the fact that 97 is a rebooting of that show, I think that makes sense, right? We did this format before, do this format again. The part that I don't understand is those other X-Men seasons were 20 plus episodes.
Right.
Why are we only doing 10 now? I'm sure the production cost is 10 times what it costs to make. I mean, back in the day, you used to fucking draw them on napkins and just, flip book type shit.
Well, but they didn't pay them.
True.
That was, you would think they can produce the same episode or certain for less today and faster. You would think that, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. Also, who the fuck needs those profile things with the people spinning at the end? Once you cut that shit out and add 5 more minutes of content, then we can deal with it. A shorter season because you've added 5 or 7 more minutes to the same time slot.
Right.
Just cut the bullshit out.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll find out this next fucking week. Actually, let me check this out. What is the episode name of? Because I did predict something, Adrian. Did I not tell y'all last week that this episode was going to end with Wolverine with his motherfucking adamantium back? So let me tell you what's going to happen next week then. Okay. Next week's episode.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Well, all right, let's talk about this real quick. We have 4 episodes left, okay? Oh, it's only goddamn 9 episodes. It's not even 10. You're fucking Jesus Christ. Anyways, all right. The next episode.
I feel Chuck. He's whiffing that fucking blanket back. I feel his hands up my back, dude.
Damn, he's pulling screwed. The blankets off, is what you're saying?
Yep.
Shit.
It's about to go down.
Well, speaking of shit's about to go down, next episode's called Danger. Danger.exe, though. Okay, you're a tech guy, Adrian. What's the exe there for?
Executable.
Okay.
Sound like some computer shit. Maybe that fat fucking Mojo coming back.
Mojo always has to make his appearance. Right. So what it sounds like is we're going to get another fucking episode that is probably going to be an offshoot.
Right.
Danger exe. Yeah, I would... Pretty safe to say, well, you know what? I don't know. You're saying Mojo? Is that your prediction?
Sure.
Okay. I'm predicting that the Danger EXC has something to do with the Danger Room. Maybe that's
Now, when you first said Danger, without the EXC, I thought Danger Room.
Okay.
But the EXC is computer shit. So that makes me think Mojo. And probably what's the face coming back? Fucking with the bubbles and shit.
The bubbles.
Yeah.
Jubilee?
Yeah, her.
Oh. We talked about this here. It's not just fireworks, Adrian. It's plasmoids.
It's fucking bubbles.
Bubbles.
Sparkly, pretty bubbles.
Now, the Danger Room, no pun intended, could be dangerous. Like, we've seen, someone...
Well, that's the whole point of it.
Right.
To be dangerous.
But if you hack into it some way, shape, or form, you can increase the intensity to where it's really fucking dangerous down there.
Which has happened in the comics.
Several times.
That shit's gone out of control.
Yep.
And they think they're in a training environment and suddenly they're in a life or death situation.
Correct. Now, Mojo could be involved. Sure. So maybe we're both right, Adrian. Maybe it's Mojo in the Danger Room. Now, it doesn't really seem like... Could that be an Apocalypse thing? Apocalypse ain't really fucking with computer and shit.
No, he just come and just fucking destroy, wreck shit. He's not going to be digging around with that. But also, fucking with the Danger Room could be anything or anybody. It's like you don't need to have a Mojo in there
Right.
For that. That could be some kid, like in war games. I think I'm playing a game and they tap into the X Mansion and shit. Seems like everybody else is tapping into the X Mansion and blowing it up and all this other kind of bullshit. So yeah, that could be it.
Yeah. Now the next episode after that is Strange Land, Savage Heart. So I'm assuming we'll be in the Savage Land, right?
Fuck, dude.
Now Apocalypse is known for doing some shit in the fucking Savage Land too. So maybe that's where he goes when he returns, because he did return to the 90s, the 1990s. Episode 8, The Dead Man's Hand. This is Gambit coming back as I'm predicting this now. This is Gambit coming back as a horseman of Apocalypse, the Horseman War.
If they bring him back in some way, shape, or form, I hope it's not like, like Hit Monkey, where you got some fucking spirit following somebody else around and other bullshit.
Yeah.
Bring him back as a horseman, which means that he's resurrected, which also means that because there have been horsemen like Angel that has
converted back,
come back fully.
Yeah.
So the horseman would be his entryway back. Then we can fucking send him through a 10-step program and he's back on the X-Men team.
Yeah, he'll be back next season.
Yeah.
Well, there you have. We just told you what's going to happen. So in episode 8, Gambit's back. Oh my God, he's evil. By the end of the season, he's going to be fixed, and you're going to see him in season 3, right? You heard it here first. And in the last episode, this has got Apocalypse written all over it. Survival of the fittest.
Sure.
We're probably going to see shit hit the motherfucking fan in that last episode. Who do they get to help them stop Apocalypse? Do they do the whole, does Cable kill him? Because Cable, was the prophecy and all that shit.
Has Cable really done any fucking thing?
No.
Exactly. Sitting there fucking crying and shit all the time, popping through time. And my daddy, my mom.
Could we see a Strife?
Magneto's going to come back.
Magneto's come back?
Sure.
Or Onslaught debuts.
Or that.
Or Xavier fucking no more blanket and just loses his shit, turns into Onslaught, because a lot of those seeds have been planted. And then Onslaught wipes out Apocalypse. Could Onslaught wipe out Apocalypse? I think wipe out, but he definitely could beat his ass.
Yeah.
He could send him into his little hibernation chamber for the next 100 years.
Sure.
He probably ain't going to kill him.
No.
But we talked about him last week from Omega level, basically Magneto's Omega level powers and Xavier's. And I don't think we'll see this one here, but the real Onslaught absorbs Nate Gray and Franklin Richards' powers. Like, holy shit, dude. Fucking me, greedy ass. But he does not have the power of the blanket, though. So,
well, fucking Chuck gonna whip that blanket back. He'll have the Lilandra doll up under there and shit.
Lilandra. I'll tell you one thing. Another thing I don't like about this show is I don't like the guy's voice who does Xavier. I don't like the Charles Xavier voice at fucking all. But that's a small thing. So, anyways, that's X-Men. Moving on, we're going to talk about another X-Men member, a very interesting member. This was a request. And I'm going to start, Adrian, like I do every week, is tell y'all who the fuck this person is not. So we're talking about Emma Frost today, okay? Emma Frost is not just the eye candy of the X-Men Generation X. She's not just some girl who likes diamonds. Oh my God, she's a diamond. That's not what she is. She is actually an Omega level telepath. She is one of the top 3 telepaths in the entire Marvel universe. She's right up there with old Chucky Boy and Jean Grey. She is a savage. And then she's a character that has gone through 2 different mutations, and we're going to talk about that. Now, before she was the White Queen, she was just Emma Grace Frost. She was born into old money in Boston. But her childhood was pretty shitty. Her dad was a billionaire, but emotionally abusive to her and her siblings. He pit them all against each other. He looked at them as just like assets.
Sure.
My kids are just a corporate asset. She was bullied in high school, and her powers manifested in high school. It's funny, it kind of like low-key manifested. Like it wasn't some big, massive, traumatic event. She actually started subconsciously picking up answers from her friend or from other classmates for like tests and shit in school. So she's sitting there and all of a sudden she's hearing this shit. So you're a straight A student. I'm hearing what the fuck's going on in your head. Well, I'm copying your fucking answers, putting them down. So that's how she started, realizing she had these powers. She's getting bullied, and she finds support in one of her teachers, Ian Kendall. Okay. She also learns that he's got a crush on her. You know, high school teachers. Because of her telepathy, she reads his thoughts.
No, I don't know high school teachers because back in my day, they didn't tell us shit. And I didn't give a fuck about knowing anything about them. So, no, I don't know high school teachers.
But every other week on the news, you always, this fucking teacher.
That's after my time. Okay. All these fucking teachers want to be dicking around and stuff.
Well, Mr. Kendall here wanted to be dicking around and stuff, Adrian. So she learned that he secretly thought she was beautiful, intelligent, and because she gained this information, she acted on it, dude. She kissed him. Now, the Frost family's fucked up. So when she kissed him, one of her sisters recorded this. Then the father used the recording to manipulate the whole situation and get the teacher fired.
Well, he didn't have to manipulate shit. All he did is go to the board and say, hey, look, you fucking around with my daughter.
Right.
I own this school now.
Exactly. And even though the daughter was the one fucking doing this.
Right.
Okay. So her brother, now she also, think about her power set. She can read minds.
Hold on, before you go into that, I think it's important because a lot of people don't know that Emma Frost has siblings.
Right.
So it's important, I think, for people to understand that she had a brother and a sister.
Yep.
And I think they all had powers, right?
At least one of them had powers.
The sister did.
The sister did. Her sister's name actually was Adrian, but spelled a little different.
Sure.
And her brother, Christian, so yeah, she had these siblings and the dad literally just pitted them all against each other.
Damn.
The only person that she actually loved in her family was her brother, Christian. The other one, she fucking didn't like any of these motherfuckers. Now, Christian, when the dad found out that Christian was gay, he threatened to disinherit him. Just disown him. He can't be gay and be my son. You know? So that drove Christian into this severe substance abuse, depression. Oh my God, everybody hates me because I'm gay, right? And that also shattered Emma's, any empathy she had left for her family, that shattered it. Because she's like, it's my brother. Like, okay, he's gay. Who gives a fuck? Why does it matter who the fuck he sleeps with? Why does that have any impact on you including him in the inheritance or not?
White men. They got to have the inheritance. They got to, because if he's gay, he's not going to have any children. That's why.
Right. Okay. So that's his issue. But he fucking straight up disowned him. Fuck you, you're gone. And then Emma.
Never heard of adoption, artificial insemination.
Correct.
None of that shit. But hey,
also, you ain't going to be here and fuck you care anyways.
Right.
So anyways, Emma decided, she was disgusted by her father. She actually refused the inheritance. She ran away from home. She was homeless for a little bit. And then she decided to build her own empire, dude. She weaponized her fucking powers and her intellect. She would read the minds of Wall Street brokers, manipulate the stock market, extort corrupt businessmen. She's a savage, dude. Finding out their deepest, darkest secrets. Then she used the stolen capital that she earned, that she stole. She built Frost International. She became a self-made billionaire and tech mogul by the time she was in her early 20s. She's no joke, dude. So let's talk about her mind, the Omega Mind. She has, again, like I said earlier, one of the top 3 minds in all of Marvel Comics.
Hold on. Specifics matter. She had one of the top 3 telepathic minds.
Yes.
Not just minds in general.
True, yeah.
Because then you get like, she's smarter than Reed Richards?
No,
we're not talking
smarter.
about that.
Yeah, rewind. She is one of the top 3 telepaths on Earth, put it that way.
There you go.
Rivals Charles, the Blanket Xavier, and Jean Grey. Now, Xavier has like this broadcasting approach. Emma's is known for being incredibly precise. His is fucking everywhere, right? She's like, I could tap right into you, tap into this one, tap into that one. She is precise, surgical, and violently blunt with her telepathy. She can read minds. She can read minds across the globe. She can rewrite memories permanently. She can cast massive, flawless psychic illusions. You would not be able to tell that shit ain't real. Seamlessly mind control crowds and perform delicate psychic surgery. So your brain's all fucked up from the inside out. She can completely fix that surgically.
Another one won't help Aurora.
Now, wow. Emma did not start out on the good side, though. She was down with the motherfucking Hellfire Club, Adrian. Good old Sebastian Shaw. So the Hellfire Club is an elite secret society. It's a society of the world's wealthiest, most corrupt power brokers. They manipulate global politics from the shadows. Mm-hmm. It's like what really runs the world here, right? You know, right. Israel and all them. And it was originally ran by humans, though. The White King, Ned Buckman. Emma partnered with a powerful mutant named Sebastian Shaw, who we should have on one of these at some point. She uses her telepathy. She uncovers a betrayal. Ned Buckman was using the club's fortune to fund Project Armageddon, which was a mutant hunting sentinel that he would use to wipe out mutant members of the secret society. So they didn't vote him out, though. Here's what they did instead. They launched a coup, Adrian. Emma used her telepathy to hijack Buckman's mind. She forced him to shoot and kill the entire council, including the reigning White Queen, Paris Seville, some shit like that. Don't matter, bitch is dead. Before forcing Buckman to, she did that first, then she forced Buckman to put the gun to his own head, kill himself. So they took over the Hellfire Club by making the guy in charge kill everybody.
So why didn't they just kill everybody?
Who?
Sebastian Shaw and the White Queen. Why did he? So he killed everybody, then he killed himself.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing as, well, I guess there's more pleasure in having him do it.
And then it's not tied to you.
Well,
yeah, then it's a crime where you can't enforce any penalty. Oh, dude lost his mind, killed everybody, killed himself. Oh, shit. Oh. So, yeah, it makes sense, right? So all the human leadership's gone. Shaw took over the title of the Black King. Emma claimed the title of the White Queen. And they reformed this inner circle as a mutant-dominated faction, and they would exploit humans rather than the other way around. So they flipped the whole script, dude. They to rival Charles Xavier's school, she opened up her own blanket production facility. No, she didn't. She opened up the Massachusetts Academy, Adrian. Mm-hmm. She aggressively recruited young mutants. Dude, they would try to kidnap them before Xavier got to them. They had this like recruiting battle. And I mean, she kidnapped Kitty Pryde. They had a really fucked up relationship for years because of this. She formed this group, the Hellions, training them not to be heroes, but to be ruthless mutant ops that were loyal to the Hellfire Club's agenda. And all this kidnapping, dude. So she had beef with Xavier because she tried to steal the blanket once. She tried to kidnap that shit. No, she didn't. But she did clash with the X-Men. And if you remember the Dark Phoenix saga, dude, she was a savage in that. Capturing X-Men, torturing them. She used her telepathy for selfish gain and political dominance for a very long time. Things that our leaders would do if they had telepathic abilities, right?
Fuck, they doing them now.
Yeah, right. Without that. All right. So there was an issue here, an incident with the Hellions that really shifted and changed her trajectory in the comics. So there was a time-traveling mutant named Trevor Fitzroy. We've heard of this bitch. He attacks the Hellfire Club with a squad of Sentinels as part of this deadly mutant hunting game called the Upstart. So it's a game. You just go hunt mutants. Why not? I mean, I'm sure there's places around the world where you can hunt humans, right?
Yes.
The Sentinels didn't just attack, though.
It's called any inner city.
You just need a badge.
That's it.
They violently slaughtered her students, Adrian. One thing about Emma, she loved her students, right? She was a savage. Yes, she didn't give a fuck about humans and all these other people, but these Hellions, she really cared about these kids. So these Sentinels slaughtered them in front of her. She felt this, right? She's got this psychic ability. So this feeling, because she's there, all these minds dying at once put Emma in this deep, deep, deep prolonged coma. She's fucking incapacitated. She's done. Sebastian Shaw, this motherfucker, Sebastian Shaw and the rest of the Hellfire Club was like, fuck you, bitch, we're out. They did nothing for her. They didn't avenge her students. They didn't try to protect her legacy. their alliance was only built on what can you do for me? Convenience and power, not loyalty. They left her to die, dude. They didn't give a shit. The X-Men take her in because they're the X-Men.
Sure.
Emma wakes up months later in the mansion. She's in a coma for months, and she realized a couple things. She failed to protect these kids that she viewed as her own. So that guilt alone broke her. And then she realized that the Hellfire Club, y'all are a bunch of bitch-ass motherfuckers. Right. Because the only thing that you fucking cared about is yourself. Not me, not these kids. You only care about being this entity, this powerful fucking secret society, right?
Yep.
So she severs ties with the Hellfire Club. She's like, fuck you, Shaw, you're a stupid bitch. I think that's what she said. She wrote him a card. And she actually fully aligned with the X-Men at this point. She teamed up with Banshee, Sean Cassidy. She reopens the Massachusetts Academy, trains a new team of teenage mutants called the Generation X. We talked about them with Jubilee. Jubilee was she was like a leader there. Sitch, Husk, and M, so a bunch of no-name motherfuckers nobody cares about. They gave her the leftovers, dude. But she swore that she would never let another student die on her watch. Okay. But you talk about her siblings. During the Generation X era, her evil sister, Adrian, not our Adrian, this stupid bitch Adrian, planted bombs around the school. What happens? Kills Sitch. And this was a defining moment for Emma because it proves who she really is to her core. She tracked Adrian down, shot her sister to death with a handgun, proving that there ain't no line that she's not going to cross to avenge her students.
Right.
That's some shit. It's your sister.
Right.
Now, it wasn't the sibling you loved. The sibling you loved, your dad fucked all that up. But your sister showed up being a stupid bitch, killed one of your students, and she's like, she ain't Batman, dude. She ain't Charles. We're not going to try to save him. You know what? Fuck you, you're done. So, Emma eventually moved to the mutant nation of Genosha, the Utopia, amazing place. We all know what happens at Genosha. Genosha is also that writing, like including that in the comics, also just goes to show you why the X-Men stories are so much better than everybody else's stories. I mean, this is a impactful a tragedy. Right. So Genosha is attacked. It's supposed to be a country, a province, whatever, a place for mutants, right? Sure. You have these issues with humans, mutants, all this shit, and they're like, fuck you, we're just gonna go to our country. We don't wanna fuck with y'all. That's what it's supposed to be. So, hey, if you don't like mutants, leave them alone, right? They ain't bothering you. Well, instead, Cassandra Nova, Xavier's evil fucking twin, it's always Xavier. So you got Onslaught, you got Cassandra, you got Legion, you got this motherfucker's evil twin sister. Hey, if you would have killed your sister like Emma Frost, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Anyways, Cassandra launches this massive fleet of Sentinels towards Genosha. They slaughter 16 million mutants in the matter of minutes. Emma is holding her students in her arms as the bombs are being dropped, the island's burning. The trauma of this triggered a secondary mutation for Emma. That was the ability to transform into this diamond form. So she didn't have that prior to this. Genosha is what triggered that second mutation. So now she can instantly transform her body down to the cellular level into flawless organic diamonds. She survived the genocide because of this, completely unharmed physically, but mentally just wrecked. I mean, she's holding charred bodies of dead students.
Right.
So in this diamond form, though, she possesses superhuman strength. She can knock out, fucking big heavy hitters. She's virtually indestructible. She doesn't need to breathe, eat, or sleep, which is probably why she survived under the rubble. She becomes entirely immune to telepathic attacks when she's in this form. Here's the kicker, though. When she's in the diamond form, she can't use her telepathy either. The diamond form cuts off her ability to feel human emotion, turning her into this cold, biological defense mechanism against trauma as well. So it does have one massive flaw, though. If hit exactly with the right amount of force at a specific microscopic molecular fault line, whatever the fuck that is, Basically, if you hit her at the right fucking time, right place, right amount of force, you can shatter her into a million pieces.
It's like any other diamond. It in order to cut it, you use diamonds to cut other material, but the diamond itself, it is vulnerable. So they just parlayed that thing onto her. But think about this. This is parallel to kind of what's going on right now. We can get into it later or not.
Yeah.
But, it's like every time Black people try to establish their own shit, it's like, get away, get away, get away. But when we get away, then these fuckers come around and want to destroy shit.
Right.
Right. So at some point, you kind of get tired of that. Right. Which is kind of where things are going right now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a parallel into those kinds of events.
Absolutely.
It got to a point and she's like, listen, I'm just tired of this shit. And, I'm not saying I'm going to turn into a diamond thing, but you get tired of it.
If you do, can you do it here?
I got to practice first.
Okay. All right.
But you get tired of this shit and you have a epiphany kind of a transformation. And then you start dealing with things a different kind of way. Yeah. So I'm just saying.
You're saying that's I guess an allegory to what happened here.
Yes.
She's involved in this traumatic moment and she evolves into this other form so she can deal with it.
Well, so I'm assuming that she has had, having your students the first time around, all your students killed, then waking up in the bed of your enemy, in the house of your enemy, the bed means something
Deserted by your friends.
Deserted by your friends. I'm assuming that's pretty traumatic.
Sure.
Right? Then having to hunt down and kill your own fucking sister, regardless of how you feel about her.
Still traumatic. Yeah.
Still traumatic.
Yep.
So it's not just trauma, but it's a trauma that happened at a specific time.
Yeah, yeah.
So all of these things, you have to go through, I believe, a series of things in order to get to this ultimate trauma to have a transformation. Yep. And I think that's what's happened there.
Yeah, so it's a culmination of all these things. And this was just, the straw that broke the camel's back, as they say. Crazy power set, crazy. We talked last week about Wolverine being traumatized. Holy shit, she's up there too.
Right.
I think just because of how old he is, he's going through more. But these are major traumatic events.
Well, also, I don't think he actually remembers most of this shit because he's been mind fucked so much.
Right.
He don't even know how old he is. We got some stuff about his past, but what has he really gone through?
But after House of M, now he remembers everything.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess which is probably a blessing and a curse, right? Now you got to relive it again.
Sure.
Because now you got to remember it.
Right. But, that being precise, there's only a couple of people on the planet or off planet that would even be able to find that spot to fucking shatter her.
Right.
Karnak from the Inhumans, maybe, because his gift is being able to find the precise fault line in everything, right? Maybe I don't even think Iron Fist would be able to do it. He has the power to do it,
right?
But the ability to find that precise point. There's one other person, I can't think of the name, but Karnak comes top of mind of being able to find that precise location in order to disable her.
I think that with tech, Iron Man could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
But it would take somebody. But the point is, you would need some elite fucking minds or some elite power.
Well, even with him, he's got to figure out that there's a fault line.
Correct.
And then it's kind of like, prompting AI. Hey, there's a fault line. We got to do all these combinations. In other words, you got to have the mind to create the tech to find the fault line. He does.
Right. Absolutely. So she, after being dug out, she joins the X-Men full time. She's a main X-Men squad member. She's a teacher. She's a frontline, soldier for the X-Men. She's a massive upgrade, right? You want this. You want her on your team. You don't want her on the other side.
It's not an upgrade. Well, the diamond shit is an upgrade.
Yeah. I'm saying her joining the X-Men.
It's a massive swing. It's almost like if you I don't know, gangs, right? Bloods, Crips, right? they're very good. They're business minded.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, okay, well, instead of doing that over here, do it in the business world, right?
Yep.
It's not an upgrade. It's just that they've shifted allegiances.
Okay.
Kind of.
But I think for the X-Men to have her on your side versus
it's an upgrade for the X-Men.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Not for her.
No. So she's living in the mansion, she's teaching, and this is around the time that Cyclops, Scott Summers, is dealing with PTSD. What a shocker. Bro, the fucking X-Men are some of the most traumatized motherfuckers in comics. I think that's why a lot of people connect with them, because holy shit. So Cyclops was suffering from this PTSD. We talked about this in there's so many deep dives now I can't keep up. But the one where he sacrificed himself and he was possessed by Apocalypse. That was maybe Nate Gray or one of those. But regardless, he became a horseman, like a lot of people for a while, broke free. But he's dealing with this PTSD because of the things he did and what was going on with him mentally when he was possessed by Apocalypse. Because he don't just possess you, he tortures you too.
Right.
Like he wants you to forget exactly who you, and we talked about Angel. Angel's a deep dive that will do. People be fucking crying. But his wife, Jean Grey, couldn't connect with him because his trauma was too dark. So his trauma with this Apocalypse shit was too dark for Jean Grey. Holy shit. Well, guess who could connect with him, Adrian?
Of course.
Emma Frost. Emma Frost started acting as his psychic therapist, which evolved into a intimate, full-blown telepathic affair on the astral plane. So they're mind-fucking each other. Jean Grey found out, but then she also was killed by Magneto, Zorn, in a massive attack on New York. So she found out, they killed her off, and then Emma and Scott lived happily ever after. Kind of, in a way. They became a public couple. But, it's interesting. These two took over as co-headmasters of Xavier, the Institute, shifting the school kind of away from Xavier's soft dream to being more militant. Sure. So we talked about that with Cyclops Deep Dive, but the part that I didn't talk about was Emma played a big role in that. Sure. These two together went down that route. Because I'd argue that if Jean was around, he wouldn't have gone so militant. Yeah. I don't think that's in Jean.
No.
Emma obviously killed her own sister. She don't give a fuck.
Right. So, Emma being in the school, makes me think about that Van Halen song, Hot for Teacher.
Oh, shit.
I mean, come on, dude. Emma Frost, sashaying down the hallway, dude.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of people were distracted.
Right. Yeah. I have detention today. Like, no, you don't. Yeah, no, I do with you. No, actually, you don't. So the House of M, this is an event that we talked about in a lot of these. No more mutants. Oh my God. The mutant race was reduced down to 198 people after this House of M event. Emma and Scott became the literal king and queen of the mutant race after this. They moved the remaining mutants to an island off the coast of San Francisco called Utopia. They shifted the X-Men from the superhero team into this militant, the sovereign nation almost. It became their own nation versus we being part of your shit. Emma operated as the political manipulator, which we know she's got plenty of history doing that. She even strung along Namor because she used his obsession with her to secure backing from Atlantis for Utopia's defense. So she knew, bro. You check, you like the blondes, bro. You like Sue, you like me. I'll flirt with you a little bit just so you get their backing. I mean, regardless of what we saw on screen from Namor, if you're starting a sovereign nation in Marvel, Atlantis is definitely a good fucking defense for your nation.
I mean, you're surrounded by water.
Right.
So therefore, you have access literally to everything that's in the water.
Correct.
Yeah.
The only other nation that I would rival that would be like the Wakandans, right?
Right.
You got one of these two on your side. Oh, you got backup, dude.
Yep.
So during the Avengers vs. X-Men, the Phoenix Force returns to Earth. Iron Man's dumbass fucking shatters the Phoenix Force into 5 pieces because he's like, might as well just shoot it, right? That's yeah, good job, dude. As smart as you are, Tony, really. And the shards, it splits the Phoenix Force into 5 pieces, and Emma Frost is one that absorbs this power. So think about how powerful she is at that point. This is just a fraction of the Phoenix, but with everything else she has. So she uses it to disarm the whole world's nuclear weapons, like literally goes around and fucking gets rid of all the weapons. She enforces global peace via psychic domination. But then the absolute power eventually corrupted her because it always does, right?
Sure.
The one other one impressive thing that she did. So the Inhumans, you talked about Karnak a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The Inhumans released massive Terrigen mist, a mist cloud. This is highly lethal to mutants. Cyclops was exposed and died from poisoning almost immediately in Emma's arms. So we talked about her psychic illusion ability, right? Refusing to just let him die in vain and let mutant kind lose their martyr, because he's the fucking king, dude.
Mm-hmm.
She projected a massive psychic illusion of Cyclops to the entire world. She controlled this fake Scott to declare global war on the Inhumans, taking on the burden of becoming a global terrorist to save her people, pretty much. So he ain't dead. He's right here. He's fucking, calling war on these motherfuckers. She also went toe-to-toe with the Hulk at one point. During World War Hulk, this fucking enraged, world-breaking Hulk attacked the X-Mansion looking for Xavier. Emma turned into her diamond form and went fucking toe-to-toe with him, dude. Refused to back down, taking these massive blows to protect her students. So the Emma Frost is no fucking joke, dude. Right. She ain't just some pretty girl in the comics. Oh my God. She is an absolute savage in a lot of ways. She's gone through as much trauma as your favorite X-Men and then some.
Right.
And she is not to be fucked with, dude. She fuck with her students, she will motherfucking kill you. So that, my friends, is who the fuck Emma Frost really is.
There you go.
Crazy. Remember we did see her on screen a couple times.
Yeah.
The in the old First Class movies, January Jones played her. I think they got some elements, like they focused on the Hellfire Club version of her.
Right.
I don't think it was horrible, but we've not seen this character done justice yet anywhere.
I mean, she's evolved too. So, but
it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't great.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, that is our deep dive. We on our road to Doomsday this week, Adrian. Spider-Man: Far From Home was the movie. This is a movie that I'm not gonna lie. I rewatching it, I don't think it's as good as it was originally. Now,
you're also being. You've seen a lot of shit since then.
Literally,
that's just pure comic book, and then other Spider-Man types of content, things like that. So your expectations are subconsciously ratcheting up.
Yes.
Right. So when you go back and look at something older, so I can only imagine if you sat down and watched the first X-Men, what you would think. Right. So I think it's a little biased, maybe.
But I don't. Well, let me throw this at you. I don't think it is, because I think Spider-Man: Homecoming was a better movie than this.
Okay.
And originally I had this above Homecoming. A couple of reasons why. This movie, it's almost like what we're talking about with Secret Wars and having comic movies come out after that. This movie benefited from being one of the first movies post-Endgame.
Okay.
Iron Man died. They did use Iron Man in the marketing. Remember the fucking mural? Oh my God, he's gone. What am I going to do? And you realize watching the movie, he's a part of it, but not a huge part. So I think it definitely, I looked at it differently then because of what just happened.
Okay.
It's still a great movie, still massive movie. It was the first Spider-Man movie to do over $1 billion, 1.1 billion worldwide. The movie was produced for about 160 million, so crazy fucking profit there, right? I did like how they handled the trauma of Tony Stark's death, but still maintain that high school, Peter Parker feel, right? Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. How'd you feel about Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio?
No,
why?
It just, first of all, it wasn't the Mysterio that I'm used to.
Okay.
Right? Then there's some basically a thief after Tony's fucking tech. And then, sent the whole world after Peter Parker. Not just Spider-Man, but Peter Parker.
Right.
So first and foremost, it's not the Mysterio that I was used to.
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal, actually come to think of it, it really doesn't matter. first and foremost, it was the Mysterio that I'm accustomed to.
Okay, so that was your bigger issue with it.
Yeah. I don't really give a fuck.
They changed too much of it. Yeah, I guess what were the biggest differences? Like, what did you expect to see from a Mysterio?
I don't remember a lot about Mysterio, but it wasn't fucking creating imaginary shit with drones.
Okay,
so.
But he is an illusionist, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. I didn't see. I'm not a huge Mysterio guy in general, so that part didn't. It's kind of like when they fucked up the Mandarin. That didn't bother me as much.
Oh,
yeah. I thought he did a decent job. I think one of the big things about this movie, why looking back on it, why it's kind of fell down a little bit for me was this whole idea of Spider-Man becoming the next Iron Man. At the time, I think this is one of those when you strike while the iron's heart kind of backfire. Why do I always fuck that up? I'm gonna keep saying it because I like to fuck it up. While you striking the iron in your heart, right? It was one of those. There's this connection between Tony and Peter in the MCU. Mm-hmm. The moment when he comes, that's kind of one of the driving factors of Tony wanting to even go back in time because he's looking at the picture of Peter. We lost a kid, that whole drama there. Tony being Peter's mentor. So I guess naturally those kind of story points were there. But from a character standpoint, you're a big Iron Man guy. I don't think Tony Stark, I don't think Peter Parker is anything like Tony Stark.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
And I don't think the Spider-Man character is anything like the Iron Man character.
Nope.
Like Iron Man, when it comes to the Avengers, what is his role in your point of view? Is he the leader? Is he a co-leader? Is he just the funding? Like, what is Cap the leader of the Avengers?
I would say more so Cap. Yeah. Iron Man is just so first of all, he's the funding.
He's the funding.
He's literally paid for every fucking thing that they've done, right? He's for me, he was critical because the suits just kept getting cooler and cooler.
Yep.
Right? You could do more shit, so on and so forth. But at best, he was a fucking interfering ego.
Mm-hmm.
He has good ideas.
Sure.
Excellent tech. But then he'll go off and
create Ultron.
Create Ultron or some bullshit.
Yep.
And put screw the universe.
Right.
So I look at him mostly as funding, but he and also a heavy hitter because of the armor.
Correct. Yeah.
But the leader, no.
No, it's Cap all day.
Input, sure.
Yeah, like Cap's gonna make the decision, but Tony's gonna be one of the first ones he goes to.
Sure.
He's gonna he's gonna take his input into consideration. But I mean, we saw with Civil War, at the end of the day, if he don't agree, bro.
Right.
That's what I love about Cap is it don't matter if it's the fucking US government, if it's his own fucking teammate, Tony Stark. If he feels like you don't align with his morals, he's against you.
Which, does that make him good or bad?
I think it makes him good.
Okay.
Because if not, he's following whatever the government tells him to do because they created the Captain America, title. Gotcha. So I think looking back on this, that this how tied it is to Peter being the next Iron Man almost feels silly in a way. Like, why would he ever? And now that we've seen No Way Home and like he's still Peter,
right?
So I think that's odd. He don't have the money obviously to be the next two. Now he's sharp as shit. He's a genius in different ways. I don't think he's genius like Tony Stark level.
Right? No, not at all.
But
not even close.
No. So I think that part, they did not age well for me. I definitely, some of the visuals in this movie were phenomenal. Like when what the things they did with the drones.
Yeah.
When Peter can't tell what the fuck is going on around the time where he gets hit by the train. That was cool. I did not like the scroll reveal at the end. Now it did kind of, did I like it or not? Look. It did make sense because of how stupid fucking Nick Fury was acting in this movie. So of course he was a Skrull, right? So
of course.
It's just also, I just think it's weird that Nick Fury's hanging out, sitting on this artificial beach while these motherfuckers are walking around playing him in Maria Hill. That just was odd. And it was supposed to set the stage for Secret Invasion, but we realized what a fucking, shitstorm that was.
Well, that was some artificial beach. I think it was some Colson shit from the series
Oh,
that they had. Agents or some shit, or Shield or some
Agents
bullshit.
Shield, yeah.
Because that day, Coulson got real sick or died or got killed or some shit, and he was on the beach doing this fucking therapy, and they brought him back and all this other kind of shit. So
he's just fucking sitting there hanging out. Like the fucking world's going to shit, and you're out there just fucking hanging out. Who knows? But yeah, it was, dude. It's definitely a fun movie. I mean, all of the MCU Spider-Man movies were good, but I after rewatching this, I'll put it at the bottom. I'd say Homecoming's a better movie than Far From Home.
I typically only watch these movies once. Like I said, it's got to be some kind of different for me to watch something again. So really, all this shit's fading for me. So I'm just listening to you. I mean, I have the reference, right. Magneto, Spider-Man, blah, blah, blah. But the details of it, fuck it.
Lost in the sauce.
There you go.
All right, we are going to pick up on our road to Secret Wars before we get into our hidden gem. I think, and I'm not going to tell y'all, but I think you're going to love the hidden gem today. So, Road to Secret Wars. Last week we talked about Reed Richards building the bridge. This motherfucker finds all these Reeds. Oh my God, they're doing stupid shit. They're fucking hanging out at night. They're disowning their families. And we've established that, the biggest threat to the multiverse is a room full of Reed Richards. Well, something I'm going to tell you about this week.
Apparently it was fucking Sentinels.
Yeah, the Celestials. Yeah.
The Celestials, whatever.
Yep.
Sentinels, Celestials, all
but this week, I'm going to tell you something else that is, I think, not very well known about the Richards family, okay? Reed Richards is not the smartest person in the Marvel Universe, right? It's his daughter, Valeria Richards. At this
bullshit.
You say bullshit. At this point in our story,
sure,
Valeria Richards is the smartest person in the Marvel Universe. She's the smartest person in the fucking Baxter Building, I'll tell you that. So where we're picking up this week, we got Val, Franklin, Ben, and Uncle Johnny. They're going to visit New World. You ever heard of New World?
No.
It's an artificial Earth created by Ted Castle and Alyssa Moy. Who's Ted Castle? Nobody cares. Who's Alyssa Moy? She's a college fling of Reed's, okay? So blasting of course. And they built New World as almost a Noah's Ark for some people that were time traveling from a future Earth. They're in this time zone, in this timeline, and these geniuses decide, let's build our own fucking Earth for them. They don't have to go back. Okay. Everything's going fine. Reed knew about this too, by the way. The sun started to deteriorate, turns into a black hole. So the planet's dying. These motherfuckers are stuck there. Well, Val, Franklin, and Ben, first of all, Ben and Johnny are going because they're supposed to go check this place out. Val and Franklin decide to tag along, even though they weren't invited, even though they weren't supposed to go. So they get there and they realize that, oh, shit is fucked up. They see the black hole. Fucking Ted shows up like, yo, where's Reed? We need to fix this. Matter of fact, you guys just got here. There's no way you're going back because all the tech's destroyed. So they're pretty fucked for a minute, okay? Now, New World was built by these two arrogant geniuses. They thought they could outsmart nature. Well, if I could just build an Earth, have these people stay here, right? It was abandoned by some even more arrogant geniuses who thought they were above every living person in the multiverse, the Council of Reeds, because they knew about this. Matter of fact, last week, we talked about them having the technology to fix a star. They were repairing a star. They just didn't give a fuck about this world. It's also Franklin's birthday. So, we'll talk about that in a second. But so make a long story short, Valeria works with Ted to get her, Franklin, Ben, and Uncle Johnny back home. Ted can't figure it out. He's a fucking genius. He made an artificial Earth. He dismissed Val like, yo, your dad's not here. I don't know how we're going to do this. And she's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I'll show you how. And then she's probably like 4 or 5 years old here. So they come back. They come back next day, Franklin's birthday. Spider-Man's there. Franklin loves Spider-Man, by the way. He's a big Spider-Man fan. And Reed is actually doing a little bit of recruiting. There's a lot of young geniuses there. Fucking the one from the Morlocks is there, the little green one. Leech. So he's got a handful of these young geniuses that he's kind of soft recruiting, which will definitely play a factor later on in the story as we get to closer to Secret Wars. So after the party, some dude shows up to the Baxter Building. There's a portal. He pops out. He knocks out Franklin, and he goes to talk to Valeria. He warns her about the future. He says the future needs to be prevented. He tells her that she sent him from the future. He warns her about a war of 4 cities, and then he leaves her with this. He says the future needs to be prevented. And then he says all hope lies in doom. Yes. Now, as he's getting ready to bounce, Val realizes that this ain't just some dude. This is her brother, Franklin, from the future. So Franklin Richards from the future is coming back to tell Valeria, based off of her, some Terminator shit, right? Yep. That you have to prevent the future at all costs, and all hope lies in doom. Okay. That is going to play a massive fucking role in the rest of this story. The other thing that we learn in this story is Reed is not the leader of the Fantastic Four, Adrian.
Of course not.
Who's the leader of the Fantastic Four?
Fucking wife.
His wife is. Reed is the face of the Fantastic Four. Reed is obsessed with science and tech and all this shit. Sue manages the politics. She manages the people. She manages the public. She is that. She's no joke either. No. She's another one that was written like a secretary for fucking years. But when you go down the line of comics and realize all the shit she's done, she is no joke, dude.
Well, she also left him multiple times because of shit like that, right?
Correct.
You don't believe in me, and you won't share the leadership, and you underestimate all that kind of bullshit.
And she's the real leader. You know what the fuck you're doing half the time when it comes to leading the team. You can build crazy tech, but all you care about is yourself.
Right.
A lot of times.
He would go into seclusion or another universe and do all of his bullshit and just drop all the shit on her. So she's actually leading, but he's not recognizing her contributions.
Right. So during this story, the Mole Man, this motherfucker, bro, they show up. He don't like to use the front door. He shows up right in the fucking Baxter building, dude. Like, just pops up with all these fucking moloids and all these creatures. And think about the Mole Man. He's their oldest foe, right? Like, they're early, but they have this relationship.
Sure.
And a lot of it is because of Sue. Like, they've negotiated, but he'll go to them when he realizes he needs them. He understands he ain't got it all figured out. So he goes to the Fantastic Four with some shit like, I need you guys to see this, what I found.
After he's bored a hole into the living room and shit.
Yes. Yep. And I was like,
you're right. Just fix it. Just fix it.
Yeah, like, I know that they got money, but it's like, dude, how about next time just give us a call, maybe? We'll bring you in. But yeah, no, he bored a fucking giant hole through the bottom of the Baxter building. Long story short, he takes them underground and they discover a couple things. Well, on their way to this city that he wants to show them, they discover a dead Galactus from the future is just buried there.
Yeah.
Yes. So like people hear dead, dude, who can kill Galactus? Like, you're talking Celestials and shit.
Yep.
Right? It ain't just, fucking Human Torch. So that shows that tells you that there's some massive threat out there. Why is this Galactus dead and why is he on our Earth? Okay. They just happen to pass by this motherfucker, which probably points to Mad Celestials and probably points to the Council of Reeds, right? Fucking everything up. But what he wants to show them is an abandoned city that the High Evolutionary was running at one point. Then they get past that. There's an underground city of Atlanteans, but not Namor's crew, dude. These are Atlanteans from a hidden ancient kingdom that resurfaced. So what does this story tell you here is that shit is about to pop off. You got a fucking dead Galactus and you got a whole underground city of Atlanteans that don't fuck with these other Atlanteans. They don't fuck with nobody. What happens, dude, when you uncover a hidden kingdom, hidden country, hidden whatever that didn't want to be uncovered?
Probably war.
Probably. And the war we're talking about is the War of Four Cities. So that is what is on the horizon here on our road to Secret Wars. But the couple key things to remember, yes, the dead Galactus, yes, this other city, but Franklin from the future saying to Val, prevent the future at all costs and all hope lies in doom. So that was our stories this past week. I'm enjoying this. We'll be back next week with some more Secret Wars stuff. But right now, Adrian, you got a motherfucking hidden gem for us that if you've been watching X-Men 97, it may not be so hidden, right?
Right.
Who is it? Is it Morph?
It is not.
Is it Bo DeMeo?
It could be.
Okay, maybe.
No,
all right, what we got?
All right, so I think I've done this hidden gem before, but I think it's relevant today.
Yeah.
Right. So you saw this character in the latest episode 5 of X-Men 97. So I thought it'd be interesting to bring him back and kind of expand upon who is, not who the fuck is, but who is Omega Red. So this week's hidden gem is Marvel's Omega Red. A chilling, tragic Soviet super soldier turned deadly mercenary, defined by his brutal Weapons X origins. His primary vibe is that he's an unstoppable biological juggernaut and remains highly dangerous due to his lethal ability to drain the life force from his victims. And that's important because some of his feats that he's done later, where he's going up against Omega level mutants, he's not an Omega level mutant.
Right.
But he's able to attack and disable Omega level mutants due to that power. So born Arkady Rosevich, he was originally a Soviet serial killer.
Yeah, he was.
Operating during the late years of the Cold War. This is that fucker that was going around hunting kids and
He's
shit.
basically a Bill Cosby. But he killed him.
No, not at all. not at all. Following his capture by the KGB, he was handed over to the Soviet Weapons X program to undergo grotesque biological and cybernetic augmentation. To survive his own lethal mutations, he was implanted with carbonadium coils and took on the alias Omega Red. Of course, the Russians got to have their own version of adamantium,
right,
which is what this carbonadium is supposed to be, right?
Which was also inferior.
Which is also
kind of like their super soldier serum, right?
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. So his origin. So he grew up in a desolate region of the Soviet Union, hiding a deeply sadistic nature between the guise of a quiet citizen. But that's how they start, right? Mm-hmm. Picking the wings off of fucking flies. Next thing you know, you got a, labbed out fucking
squirrels
frog.
and shit.
Yeah. Escalate up to fucking squirrels and then
the
cats.
Neighbor's dog. Yeah.
And, fucking 9-year-old disappears from the neighborhood. So before developing his public mutant powers, he operated as a prolific serial killer, targeting young girls in the remote Siberian town of Tyumen. Now, think about that. The remote Siberian. How many kids you gonna kill? How many people you gonna make disappear before people like, hey, what's going on?
Right. Yeah, it's not like a metropolis.
Exactly. He eventually served as a Soviet soldier in the Red Army, where his brutal tendencies and lack of empathy were first noticed by military intelligence. His criminal spree ended. So, in other words, when he was in the army, he still kept serial killing people, right? Mm-hmm. So his criminal sprees ended when local police investigated Sean Cassidy, who became the future Banshee, right?
Yep.
Tracked him down, shot him in the fucking head, which he miraculously survived.
Right.
So followed by his survival, his mutant gene activated, catching the immediate attention of the KGB and the Soviet government. So instead of facing prosecution, we understand you killed a few people, but right. This thing here supersedes all of that,
sure.
Right? He was forcibly drafted into a top secret Soviet Weapon X counterpart program, overseen by Dr. Cornelius.
That motherfucker.
Right? So Soviet scientists subjected him to cybernetic experimentations, aiming to create a super soldier capable of countering, of course, the Caps, in the weapon plus programs. So he was surgically implanted with the carbonadium coils in both arms, a procedure so agonizing it permanently fractured his mind and left him with severe retrograde amnesia regarding his early childhood. Like he needed his mind to be fucking fractured, right? So he went, had years of intense KGB operating training, mastering espionage, interrogation, psychological warfare. So basically, he was trained as a soldier, just like any other soldier was back in those days. Trained extensively in Systema and Sambo, the premier Soviet military martial arts, turning him into a lethal hand-to-hand combatant. So even without his shit, he was a bad dude.
Right.
I mean, you're tapped anyway. It's like those people that have like their own drugs or they disassociate the mind from the body. So your body is really capable of a lot more strength and durability. Mm-hmm. It's just that I think over time, maybe that's TV, dude. It's like they teach you what limitations are so you don't understand the full capacity of your body. So he was a badass dude before all this other shit was going on. And the fact that, he was taking out kids from when he was younger, right? So he also had that disassociative thing anyway.
Oh, he's a fucking sociopath.
Exactly. So they trained him to become an expert tactical commander, teaching him how to lead specialized covert assassination squads. He developed a custom fighting style built around his core-based redirection, allowing him to use his long tendrils to weaponize an opponent's own momentum against him. Like, what is it, Taekwondo or Tai Chi or something? Use your opponent's momentum against you instead of being brute force. So subjected to severe chemical brainwashing, again, not needed, and sensory deprivation to strip away his remaining humanity. It sounds like some sinister shit.
Yep.
Leaving him loyal only to the state. The program burned a permanent psychological trigger into his mind, binding his compliance to the retrieval of the missing carbonadium synthesizer, the only device capable of stabilizing his armor. So heavily conditioned and anti-Western geopolitical strategy, ensuring that his primary targets would always be American assets, and of course, the X-Men was targets. So his powers. So on a scale of 1 to 7, he's like a 4. So he can do probably up to like 25 tons. So comparatively, probably twice as much as like a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But only half as much as like a She-Hulk or something like that, right? So he has a regenerative healing factor that recovers from severe slashes in minutes. I would assume that means not as powerful as Wolverine's. Definitely not Deadpool. Energy projections, categorized as short-range emissions of heritable death spores. So fighting skills, he's a master-level martial artist and armed combatant. So they always want to. So you can imagine that his speed and reflexes is probably on par with like Captain America.
Yeah.
Definitely not a Spider-Man kind of a thing.
Right.
But above average, right? And because he has gone through all this brainwashing and training, so he's not a fucking genius, right? But he has all this other tactical intelligence, right? So this is actually the first person where I've not seen him say that he's a fucking genius, right?
Yeah, there's a few that are not.
Exactly.
The majority are.
So what's amazing about his powers? So the death spore generation, he involuntarily secretes microscopic airborne lethal toxins that slowly kill anyone in his immediate vicinity. So in other words, he doesn't have control over it, right? It's just like sweat to him. Life force absorption. He siphons the life energy of his opponents through physical contact or his metallic tendrils to sustain himself and increase his own power. So kind of like Rogue, except she draws your powers. Well, he basically infects you. And he can do it not through just his skin, but those tendrils, right? His signature metallic tendrils act as highly durable whips and suppress the mutant healing factors of his targets. So if he grabs Wolverine won't be able to heal from whatever he inflicts on him while he's holding him. And he exercises absolute telekinetic like control over the coils, using them to ensnare multiple high-tier targets at once. His greatest feats: in one notable battle, he completely incapacitated the mutant powerhouse Sabretooth by draining his life force and overwhelming his healing factor, which we just explained what his powers does.
Yep.
He took out heavy-hitting X-Men members like Psylocke and Iceman simultaneously. using a single targeted release of his death spore. So he's not an Omega level mutant, but Iceman is. Right. So, but Iceman, he doesn't have a physical strength, immunity, durability to things. So those spores get him, it's a done deal anyway. Right. He managed to severely weaken and overpowering the time-traveling mutant Cable. That's not even worth mentioning. Cable don't do shit. So his greatest feature, during a fierce battle in a Weapon X bunker, Wolverine defeated him by exploiting his biological dependency, slashing open his chest and incapacitating him before he could drain enough of life force to heal himself. His greatest failure, not his greatest feat. So he can do a lot of shit, but also a lot of shit can be done to him, right? So Wolverine basically inflicted so much. He stayed away from allowing him to touch him to drain his life force. Yeah. But he simultaneously inflicted so much damage to him that he was able to overwhelm him. He don't give a fuck about nothing or nobody except finding this carbonadium synthesizer to end his own toxic suffering. It's kind of like Bastion, right? He don't care about anything but killing the mutants unless there's an event that's going to wipe out all the mutants, because if all the mutants are wiped out, then he has no reason to exist, kind of thing. Hidden in little known facts. So his cores are made of carbonadium, an incredibly rare, unstable, and malleable metal designed to be the Soviet equivalent of adamantium, we said. He possesses a strange albino-like genetic makeup featuring striking chalk white skin and glowing red eyes. Sound like Lobo. Probably done better too. So funny facts, despite being 7 foot tall, ruthless, he's been beaten and put into ridiculous, humiliating situations by X-Men pranksters. In one comical story arc, he was brainwashed into becoming a corporate wellness ambassador, the Horseman of Wellness, peddling phony health programs. So again, he's not an Omega level mutant or an Omega enhanced.
He's an Omega level asshole.
Sounds that way, right? But he can affect Omega level mutants, and so he sounds like he's a combination of a bunch of people, a little bit of Wolverine, a little bit of Rogue, a little bit of even Whiplash, right? But it just it's funny. It's like most of the Russian comic book heroes seems more ungenuine. Mm-hmm. They're like pieces of other people, which is unfortunate, because they can have. I mean, I'm sure they have a lot of like the Red Guardian. He's basically a replica of Captain America, right? So, I mean, I'm sure they can come up with some more unique shit than that, but still, I think he's an awesome opponent. He's one of those people that definitely should not have his own show. He could very easily pop up somewhere, right? Do some damage and then move on. Maybe show up and, kick, even Wolverine's ass on his whatever anniversary, leave his birthday to Sabretooth. And Omega Red shows up, I don't know, 4th of July, toss him around a little bit. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Omega Red.
Omega Red. Someone you should not be fucking rooting for. All right. Well, Adrian, that means that, the sun's getting low, big guy. So we're going to respond to some comments and get the fuck out of here. Okay. So we got my man Dustin Jackson here. And a lot of people said this last week about Apocalypse. Christopher Judge as Apocalypse. Which, I think he definitely could pull it off. Boyface says, late as fuck comment, but other casting rumors besides The Rock, Glenn Powell as Nova for what it is, a new movie. Adam Driver. Yeah, we talked about Adam Driver, but his nose is too fucking big, he says. Margot Robbie as Emma Frost. I like that better than Sydney Sweeney as Emma Frost. Margot Robbie.
Who's Sydney Sweeney?
Fucking blonde, ginormous tits, is just naked and everything. Yeah.
I can't picture her face. I can picture Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Closer to her than probably most people, but I still don't think that she fits.
Okay. And I still vote for just because somebody we don't know. I didn't know who Margot Robbie was before Wolf of Wall Street, by the way. Mm. So And then he says, keep up the good work, fellas. Listen to this shit on my way to work. Keeps me entertained and up to date. And you're going to work, dude. Good shit, you know. Double G says, I think that's how comic book movies work. One actor plays a character so well, you don't want anyone playing them. But the original actor, I say if Sam Wilson had more time built up to take over. It's not even the actor. I think some people misunderstood. I have no issue with Sam Wilson. I have no issue with a black character being any main character. Right. It's not about that. It's not about Sam Wilson.
No.
It's about Steve Rogers is the only motherfucker that I want to see as Captain America.
Correct.
That's all it's about.
Right.
None of the other stuff. Somebody called me racist on TikTok. Like, that,
oh, really?
Fucking, yeah, hysterical. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, someone didn't watch the fucking video, you stupid fuck. I'm not a racist. I'm a stupidist. I don't like stupid people. Mr. Papietta says, who the fuck is Charles Xavier's blanket? Yo, I'm telling you, Adrian, when we're getting closer. Every week we're getting a little closer to this Charles Xavier deep dive. People aren't ready for it though.
Right.
Because you think he's a hero. You think he's a leader. He's a motherfucking bitch-ass motherfucker.
Well, we thought Beast was something else too.
Oh,
he
my
was
shit.
something else for real.
He is definitely
He's more fucking sinister than anything else.
Yeah, almost like I'd rather have Sinister on my team.
Right?
C says, a motherfucking AWOD, fellas, if you ain't an intern yet, what the fuck are you doing? That's a good question. Wolverine needs a therapist or two because who did he piss off to get all that done to him? Still need a bishop, who the fuck is? Yes, we do. Metalhead Dad says, AWOD, guys, I can't wait to see Brand New Day. I'm hoping we see the Punisher show off his strategic mind against Hulk. That's a good point. As much as he can't go do shit to him one-on-one, but we talked about that in the Punisher deep dive. He's got some fucking... Now, I don't think he's going to beat Hulk, but I would like to see that strategic mind a little bit.
The only non-human that's going to beat the Hulk is going to be Batman. Because...
non-mutant or non-powered, you mean? You said non-human.
Oh, non-powered, yes.
Yeah. Because he's Batman.
Well, not just that. So I think the Punisher is an excellent strategist, but it takes more than just field strategy to beat the Hulk because the Hulk's all over the fucking place.
He's unpredictable.
Right. He's unpredictable. He's fast. People don't understand how fast he is.
Right.
I mean, Spider-Man is going to have fucking be challenged to keep up with this dude.
Correct.
Or stay out of this dude's reach. You know, he's quick. They think because he's bulky, you know, it's like he's moving like fucking Dean Cain or whatever, of Dean Marco, the Juggernaut. But no, he's fast and he's furious all the fucking time. So and nothing in Frank's arsenal is gonna stop him.
No.
His bombs, his rockets, his machine guns, none of that bullshit. No. So I don't think you
need a Hulk buster, dude.
No.
And
exactly.
And I don't know. I think there's a comic where Punisher has a Hulk, but I don't think this Punisher has a Hulk buster, dude. He barely has a house.
I mean, you know, Batman would come up with like a picture of Scarlet Witch or some shit and put it in front of him, like, you know, with her voice, you know, it's getting low, dude, or some shit like that, right?
All he's got to do is this,
Martha, or that.
Anyways, Foop God 69, okay, says, AWOD boys, I have an idea for the MCU Mutant Saga. At the end of Doctor Strange 2, when Wanda falls into the chasm, when the temple collapses. Chasm, that too. Yep. Professor X is at the bottom and uses his blanket to catch her like a little net and then takes her back to the mansion for a House of M storyline.
Nice.
I love it. Let's do it. You can join the writer's room, dude. Kevin on YouTube, Kevin YVC. I got some floaters going on, so I don't know. You ever get that?
What?
Like floaters? Like yeah. I have it going on right now, so I'm trying to read this, but hey, we'll see what happens. He says another motherfucking banger. Okay, fine, Mike. I won't try to get Amwafob over. It's fine. Yeah, it doesn't sound like AWOB. He's got some X-Men related questions. You mentioned Wolverine's claw come out the back of his hand, but in live action, we see them through the spaces through his knuckles. Which one is the accurate version? I mean, it does come out of his knuckles. I think that's just an error in fucking, drawing.
It is
maybe originally
between the spaces, like up in here.
Yeah.
Between these. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so the claws are here, actually.
Right.
And he has to have his arm, his wrists in a certain... Now, if he's got the shit like this, it's going to come out in a different location versus if he's got his shit like that.
Right.
If it's shit like that, then yeah, it's going to come out the back of his fucking hands. Because the claws, they don't, extra dimensionally materialize in his
Correct.
wrist. his claws are actually back up in here.
Right.
So however he has his hand is where these fuckers are going to come out.
So technically, if he's got his hand like this, it could fucking pop out of here, which we've never seen.
Which is the back of his hand.
But I think that was just an error in the drawing. And I think that's been kind of retcon. Like, if you look at his origin story now that came out years later, the claws are coming out of here.
Right.
Back in the day, remember he had those like in X-Men 97, he's got these 3 little metal things here. So I think that was just an artistic thing that, I would go
like
with the other.
Squeezing webs out of your wrist. I don't
Let's see. He says that can we get a legit answer on if Mr. Shirtcock and himself Xavier is actually paralyzed from the waist down? Like between the original series 97, you see him both. No, he definitely is. It's just when he's in space, he's using that suit to walk around. Now, God knows why. Why the fuck would you build this massive floating wheelchair with all this technology and not just build legs like you had in space? You have Beast, what you've done with the fucking Blackbird, you have all this tech.
Right.
You didn't want to just build some fucking legs?
Right. I mean, you could have, some nanotech. Go to Hank Pym or go to your fucking boy, your Beast, go Tony Stark, something. I mean, you can micro miniaturize that shit too. You don't even have to have this massive thing.
Sure.
And just you got a floating chair anywhere? Make it a floating fucking podium. So you can at least look like you're standing up, right?
Like, what are those, Segway? Like the thing security geek? Just get one, I'm here.
Just fucking makes you look like a man, you know what I'm saying?
For real. He says, speaking of original series, if you want to do a deep dive on Sinister, yes, Sinister season 5, or X-Men animated series season 5 does have a Sinister episode. It's actually really cool. It does show Nathaniel Essex turning into Sinister, the whole deal. Finally, question for Adrian. It's not necessarily a hidden gem request, but can we confirm or deny that if you think Superboy Prime is DC version of Deadpool? I don't know much about Superboy Prime. See DC's version of Deadpool. He says he likes to play on the fourth wall and he knows it's a comic and he references. Oh, so I guess in that way.
I guess so. I don't know enough about DC Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, Superman Prime. Because there's so many Superman fucking All-Star, Superman this, Superman that. Superboy, then you get into all those versions, but Superman Prime
or Superboy Prime.
Superboy Prime. Let me get back to you on that.
All right. OG Dirte says, shout out to the interns. Mike, Adrian, interns, got a question for Mike. Just did a who the fuck is Wolverine on X-Men 97. Oh, how on 97 was Wolverine infected by the Brood with his healing factor? That's a great fucking question. Because, well, I could tell you how is it's they don't read a comic over there on X-Men 97. But based off of Wolverine in the comics, you can't poison him.
Right.
So how the fuck did the Brood poison? Is that poison? Is it different?
It would have to be genetic manipulation because, his body would absorb and dismiss the poison.
Right.
If they planted an egg in him, it would treat the egg as a foreign object and get rid of it.
Right.
So it has to be genetic manipulation.
And then he's got a couple requests. Who the fuck is the Brood? And then a hidden gem request for Wolverine's most dangerous foe, Cyber. That'd be a good one. Let's see. Bloody Knuckles says, finished the episode. Great show. I will say after the Wolverine episode and Morph and Xavier last week, them boys are really good friends. Yeah, they're fucking friends, all right. They're fucking friends. Let's see, a couple more. Pure Venom says, yo, Mike and Adrian, it's been a minute. I know where you been, Pure Venom. I'm still here, still in the Legion. AWOB as always. Y'all made me love Wolverine even more. He's probably now my top 5 in my hero category. I mean, how could he not be?
Right.
Also agree with the Fantastic Four first steps. None of the cast was the best. I honestly think the guy who played Johnny should have played a Tony Stark variant. He looks more of that part. I don't think he should fucking play anyone in the MCU. Right. Fucking Joseph Quinn.
Just go away.
Yes. Maple Grove says, AWOB, the Captain America history lesson and the Wolverine deep dive were very insightful. I thought I knew about Wolverine, but still learned more here. That's the awesome part about doing these is as much as you think you know a character, like I'm going to do it on Spider-Man in a few weeks. And I promise you, we're going to be fucking learning all kinds of shit because you think you know, but there's 50, 60, 70 years of some of these characters. He says, have you seen the room? Yeah, we saw all the fucking rumors about who's playing everybody. Captain Canada says, AWOP guys, I think I'm half and half with the Rocket's Apocalypse. It can go both ways. They do motion cap like Thanos and change his voice a bit in production. Yeah, possibly. I'd say you fucking leave his bitch ass out. X-Men 97 has been amazing. The episode was peak. Love seeing Kang. Peace out. Oh, he's talking about last week's. Yes. That was funny too. Kang was like, oh, hell no. I ain't fucking with Apocalypse. I'm out. Marvel Animation really took a lot of the storyline from that comic. Oh, the origin of Apocalypse. Yes, gonna start reading the rest of that tie in 97. Also, love the deep dive to Wolverine, motherfucking Wolverine. You gotta be tongue twisted here. And so glad you did it because episode 5 just gave us what you mentioned. He's back, baby. Awesome cameo by Morph. Yeah, awesome cameos by Morph. Why don't he just turn into Bo DeMeo in the episode?
Why don't he just turn into Wolverine and just fuck himself?
He could do that. He could definitely do that. Let's see. Todd Tay says, to your point, Rock will need to bring some serious gravitas to Apocalypse. Yeah, he doesn't need to bring anything to Apocalypse. He should just fucking stay home. He can do Moana 2, the live action version. Damn. Rock is anyone from Marvel. Get the fuck out of here. This is Tenright. Tenright says that. It's not about his acting. He can do a great job. It's more about the diva he pulls, like him counting how many times he gets hit, how many times he hits someone, etc. Now, he does have some weird shit in his contract, but I'm not even looking at that as an issue because if you're joining the MCU, you're not going to be able to have that stuff.
Right.
I don't give a fuck who you are. You're the Rock. You're not going to come in and go, well, Apocalypse can't die, and I need to have more hits than everybody else. They're going to be like, fuck you, stay home. This ain't your show, bro.
Right.
So I don't think that's even an issue. And then let's see, we'll get one more.
But that's also the issue of bringing in established names as opposed to getting somebody off the street, you know?
Yep.
They're going to come in with their ideas about shit, try to take over, and then you got a whole shit show.
Yep. And then let's see. Raider Vic says Oscar Isaac had dumb boots that messed up his entire look. Dude, I don't even remember what his boots look like. Everything else messed up his entire fucking look. So, anyways, well, the sun is getting low now, Adrian. Yeah. The earth is out there. It's going to crash into ours. We have to go blow that fucking thing up and go about our business. You know, it is what it is.
You know, things we do.
Things we do. We'll make those sacrifices for human and mutant kind, you know, because we did tell everybody we were mutants years ago.
Sure.
And now look at now they're not calling us for this movie.
Not at all.
Have you got any call to be casted as anyone in X-Men? No. Fuck, dude. I wanted to play Mojo Vision. Well, guys, where you can find more of us is on other stuff. You mentioned something earlier.
Yep.
You mentioned Psylocke.
Yep.
Well, guess what? We're going to talk about Psylocke on motherfucking other stuff because we're going to sprinkle some comic stuff in there. But she is a request from some people on TikTok, and she's a phenomenal character. And she's like 12 characters rolled into one. This is a fucking whole wacky backstory. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to dig into some Oreos, Adrian.
All right.
Not literally, because who wants to eat them now?
Exactly.
Fucking bullshit. You know,
like the black ones or the white ones.
At least keep half of them good. Nope. And then when they do the different color stuff, that tastes even worse.
What?
Fucking orange for Halloween and red for fucking Valentine's Day and
some Bo DeMeo shit.
Yes.
Come on,
yep.
Right.
Yeah. Rainbow filling. You know.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
So you give us a bunch of random bullshit to distract us from the fact that you are denying us the original formula of your shit.
Yep, 100%.
Motherfuckers.
But we are not denying you the original formula. We've had the original formula since day one. There's little tweaks here and there. So maybe it's not. But you know what? Who cares? It works. Well, Adrian, thanks for coming out.
Yep.
Guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe. And if you want more, go check out other stuff. Check out the membership. It's $4.99 a month. You get another fucking amazing podcast with a bunch of tinfoil talk and a little bit of comics. So we will see you next week right here on motherfucking Only Comics.
Peace.